Chen Tian transmigrated into a world where everyone could awaken a territory. The higher the territory grade, the larger the area, and the stronger and more numerous the initial troops, giving a direct head start. Chen Tian, exceptionally talented, awakened a 9 millionth grade territory and a powerful cultivation troop. However, Chen Tian was schemed against. The grade territory degraded into the worst grade territory. The cultivation troop turned into a sewer-like zombie troop. A once-in-a-generation prodigy became a useless waste in an instant. Fortunately, Chen Tian bound a hundredfold amplification system. Troops, resources, territory, all could be amplified. Thus, Chen Tian became invincible. God bless, let me awaken in a grade territory too. Damn, you're not good looking, but you think pretty. Do you think you're a prodigy like young Master Long? One must have dreams, right? What if they come true? Haha, in a grade territory that only 1 in a million can awaken, I dare not even think about it. I'd be satisfied within a grade. Me too, as long as it's not the worst grade, they'll be grateful. Grade territory has no future. Whoever awakens it is doomed for life. Today is the annual day of territory awakening in Dragon Country. Now outside the Awakening Hall of No. 9 Middle School in the State City. Everywhere are the prayers of young students. Many people looked nervous and apprehensive. Among the crowd, Chen Tian also had a face full of expectation. He had transmigrated into this parallel world for over half a year. He was not unfamiliar with territory awakening. Here, everyone who turns 18 awakens a territory within their body and becomes a lord. The higher the territory grade, the larger the initial area, the more initial troops one gets, and the stronger those troops are. Even the number of troops that can be summoned daily is greater. It gives a direct head start with limitless prospects. The territory grades from highest to lowest are SSSSS, SABCDEF. The territory troops are also diverse and endless. There are cultivation troops, angel troops, magic troops, soul master troops, high martial troops, mecha troops, beast troops, ghost troops, and so on. It can be said that this is a world of universal lords. Everyone hopes to awaken a high-grade territory, forge powerful troops, become a strong lord, and be above others, even to achieve eternal life. Chen Tian was no exception. Finally, Class 3, Chen Tian, entered the Awakening Hall. The supervising teacher called Chen Tian. It was his turn to awaken. Then the doors of the Awakening Hall opened. The previous student walked out dejectedly. It seemed his awakening was not ideal. Chen Tian took a deep breath and walked in. Inside the hall, the spherical awakening device flickered with fluorescence. Chen Tian glanced at it, and placed his hands on the awakening device. Awakening in progress, countdown 60 seconds. 59, 58. The spherical awakening device started a 1-minute countdown. Chen Tian kept his hands still, waiting quietly. Soon the countdown ended. Awakening complete. Congratulations, you have awakened in grade territory with cultivation troops. The spherical device's electronic voice announced the result. Damn, grade territory, cultivation troop. Chen Tian was ecstatic. According to statistics, only 1 in 10 million people could awaken in grade territory. And grade territory initially had an area of 10 square kilometers. It initially had a full 1,000 troops and could summon up to 1,000. Cultivation troops, as one of the highest potential troop types, were equally rare. On average, only 1 in a million territories could produce such troops. This must be my transmigration perk. Soon Chen Tian calmed down, muttered to himself, and then walked directly toward the doors of the Awakening Hall. The awakening was over, it was time to leave. He could check the specifics of his territory and troops outside. Just then, 2 figures approached and blocked Chen Tian. Principal Li Gang, young Master Long, do you need something? Chen Tian was slightly startled. He knew both of them. One was Principal Li Gang, who was said to have awakened in a grade territory with magic troops 30 years ago. He was now a 5-tier magic lord, a powerful. The other was Long Renjie, the young master of the Long family, one of the top families in the State City. Earlier, the students had been talking about the prodigy who awakened in a grade territory, which was him. Li Gang and Long Renjie completely ignored Chen Tian. Instead, they chatted casually among themselves. Young Master Long, I didn't expect this kid to awaken in grade territory and cultivation troops at that. It's 100 times better than that a grade you had your eye on. You've hit the jackpot. Li Gang flattered Long Renjie with a sycophantic smile. Huh, that's right. I never imagined that a small school like No. 9 could produce in a grade, let alone in grade with cultivation troops. Within grade territory and cultivation troops, I will lead the Long family to new heights. When that happens, Principal Li, you'll be well rewarded. Long Renjie, what do you two mean? Chen Tian's face darkened. He sensed a conspiracy. Student Chen, you see, you're just a poor nobody, your family is destitute. And grade territory and cultivation troops are wasted on you. Coincidentally, young Master Long's awakening wasn't ideal, so I took the liberty of arranging a swap between you two. You wouldn't refuse, would you? Li Gang said with a smile. Newly awakened territories and troops have unstable connections with their lords, so through special methods they can be swapped. However, this act is a capital offense in this world. Almost no one dares to do it. Bullshit. I'm not swapping. Chen Tian refused immediately. No way. In Scrade territory and cultivation troops the prospects were limitless. These two bastards were dreaming. Haha, do you think you have the right to refuse the request of a 5-star magic lord? Li Gang said mockingly. As he spoke, he reached out, grasping a black magic staff from thin air, and struck Chen Tian on the forehead. Chen Tian couldn't dodge. He felt his head splitting. He screamed, then passed out. When Chen Tian woke up, he found himself outside the hall. He lay on the cold ground. Around him, students crowded, pointing and talking. Haha, this guy is a joke, fainting just because he awakened in Grade territory. Bah, isn't this just because it's too trashy to accept? What's there not to accept? A waste is a waste, just accept your fate. Seems this guy is the first in our school to awaken in Grade territory. What a disgrace. The ridicule reached Chen Tian's ears. Grade? How is that possible? Chen Tian hurriedly looked inward at his territory. It was like a thunderbolt. Indeed, it was in Grade territory. The cultivation troops had turned into disgusting zombie troops. Only a pitiful 10 of them. The territory area had shrunk from 10 square kilometers to a mere 100 square meters. Clearly, his Scrade territory and cultivation troops had been swapped to Long Renjie by Li Gang using a special method. And his current Scrade territory and zombie troops were naturally what Long Renjie had awakened. Those two beasts. Chen Tian's eyes were about to split, his anger like a volcano about to erupt. He'll expose you. Then Chen Tian decided to expose what had happened in the awakening hall. If he succeeded, Li Gang and Long Renjie would be sentenced to death. But the moment he opened his mouth, a tearing pain surged in his mind. Oh, it hurts. So painful. Chen Tian trembled all over in pain, his clothes instantly soaked with cold sweat. After a long while, he gradually returned to normal. Wow, what just happened? Chen Tian trembled, still shaken. That kind of pain was too terrifying. He couldn't understand what was wrong with him. Just then, Principal Li Gang's mocking voice reached Chen Tian's ears. Chen Tian, I have placed a magic seal on you that prevents you from exposing the territory swap with young Master Long by any means. Otherwise, you will feel that pain again, and it will get worse each time. If you don't want to die in agony, then shut your mouth. Remember, young Master Long and I are people you will never be able to offend. So bury this matter deep in your heart, understand? Swish. Chen Tian's expression shifted sharply. He suddenly became extraordinarily calm. Not because he was intimidated by Li Gang's threats. Rather, just as Li Gang was using magical telepathy to blabber at Chen Tian, a melodious electronic voice resounded in Chen Tian's mind. Detected that the host's fury has reached a critical threshold. The Hundredfold amplification system is now activating. Activation successful. Congratulations, host, for binding the Hundredfold amplification system. Congratulations, host, for receiving a newbie gift pack. System. Chen Tian instantly felt a sense of blessing in disguise. As a youth who had traversed from Earth, he was no stranger to systems. He knew well that they were the ultimate artifact for countless protagonists to ascend to the pinnacle. Earlier, Chen Tian had awakened in Scrade territory and cultivation troop types. He had thought that was his traversal benefit. Now he realized the system was the true golden finger. System, what functions do you have? Suppressing the joy in his heart, Chen Tian immediately asked. Ding. This system can amplify by 100-fold the items the host obtains, as well as the strength of troop types within the territory, granting the host random, new troop types. Each item and troop type can only be amplified once. Detected that the host possesses 10 first-order common zombie troop types. Proceed with 100-fold amplification. Yes. Without a second thought, Chen Tian agreed. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, for obtaining 5 third-order swift zombies. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, for obtaining 5 third-order strength zombies. Swift zombie, exceptionally high agility and speed, a nightmare for slow-moving enemies on the battlefield. Strength zombie possesses immense power. Its mutated giant fists strike fear into all. Holy shit. The system is awesome. Chen Tian could no longer stay calm, silently praising it. In this world, troop type ranks could only be slowly improved by following the Lord to the Lord's space to slay enemies. Even a second-generation heir like Long Renjie had no shortcuts. But with the 100-fold amplification system, Chen Tian could directly elevate from first order. This was too satisfying. With 10 third-order zombie troop types in hand, Chen Tian was confident that his early development would be inferior to no one, including Long Renjie, who had stolen his Scrade territory and cultivation troop types. Long Renjie, Li Gang, you two bastards, just wait for me. A fierce glint flickered in Chen Tian's eyes. With the 100-fold amplification system in hand, Chen Tian had hope for revenge and vindication. Then he looked inward at the 10 third-order zombie troop types in his territory. Before, the 10 zombie troop types had been thin, small, and frail. But now each one radiated ferocious might with sharp fangs and claws as keen as blades. Among them 5 had exceptionally thick legs. These were the swift zombies. The other 5 had explosive muscular bodies brimming with power. Their zombie fists were especially huge. These were the strength zombies. System, open the newbie gift pack. Chen Tian soon finished his inward inspection and said to the system, "Ding. Congratulations host for opening the newbie gift pack and obtaining first order troop type summon card X10. Ding. Congratulations host for opening the newbie gift pack and obtaining 4-dimensional attribute amplification potion X1. Ding. Congratulations host for opening the newbie gift pack and obtaining Scrade Lord skill book troop type frenzy. First order troop type summon card." The first item made Chen Tian's eyes light up. Using it could summon a first order troop type to descend into the territory. However, this item was extremely expensive. It cost at least 1,000,000 Lord coins. Note: Lord coins are the currency of this world. The newbie gift pack directly gave Chen Tian 10 of them, worth 10 million Lord coins. How awesome. Use. Chen Tian currently had only 10 zombie troop types. Pathetically few. 10 first order troop type summon cards were like a pillow when drowsiness struck. Ding. Use failed. The host's current territory area is too small, and the troop type count has reached the maximum. Please expand the territory area before using. Damn it. Curse you, Long Renjie. Li Gang. Chen Tian frowned. So Grade territory could only hold a maximum of 10 troop types. They'll use them after expanding the territory then. Chen Tian had no choice but to drop it. Then he looked at the 4-dimensional attribute amplification potion. 4-dimensional attribute amplification potion. After consumption, the host's 4-dimensional attributes are elevated to 10 times the level of a normal adult male. Great item. Chen Tian silently praised it. Taking advantage of no one watching, he swallowed it in one gulp. Instantly a warm current surged in his abdomen, bringing great comfort. Then Chen Tian opened his Lord attribute panel. Lord Chen Tian. Level first order. Potential 1-star. All lords start with the same potential. After leveling up 4-dimensional attributes 102-star, potential 203-star, 300, and so on. Strength 100. Agility 100. Physique 100. Spirit 100. Skills none. Territory grade. Area 100 square meters. Buildings none. Troop types 5 third-order swift zombies, 5 third-order strength zombies. Note: normal adult male attributes are 10. Great. My 4-dimensional attributes are now equivalent to a second-order lord. A gleam flashed in Chen Tian's eyes. The 4-dimensional attribute amplification potion from the system was truly formidable. Finally, Chen Tian looked at the Lord skill book, Troop Type Frenzy. Troop Type Frenzy's great skill. After use, all troop types in the territory enter a frenzy state with all attributes 100. Effect lasts 60 seconds, cooldown 600 seconds. This skill, worthy of being Scrade, is awesome. Chen Tian was extremely satisfied. With this skill, the troop type strength was doubled. Using it at a critical moment could turn the tide. Chen Tian immediately learned it. Ding. Congratulations host for learning the Scrade Lord skill Troop Type Frenzy. Thus, Chen Tian's strength had increased by more than 100-fold compared to before. Even facing Long Renjie, who possessed 1,000 first-order cultivation troop types, Chen Tian was confident he could put up a fight. Just then, Li Gang walked up to the podium at the entrance of the Awakening Hall. With a genial smile he said, "Hello everyone, I now declare that this year's Territory Awakening ceremony of our 9th City High School has come to a successful conclusion. Finally, let me share some good news. Actually, the territory awakened by young Master Long Renjie is not a grade, but Scrade, and it includes cultivation troop type. Let's congratulate him with a warm round of applause. He is the most outstanding prodigy in the 300-year history of our 9th City High School, without a doubt." With that, Li Gang began clapping. Holy shit. Scrade territory. Cultivation troop types. Young Master Long is awesome. Long Renjie, I love you, young Master Long. Young Master Long, you're so damn cool. Absolutely epic. Hundreds of teachers and students erupted in cheers. Prodigy. Chen Tian sneered coldly. My things aren't so easy to take. You wanted my Scrade territory and cultivation troop types, but Chen Tian swore he would definitely kill those two bastards, Li Gang and Long Renjie. Hello everyone, I am Long Renjie. After a moment, Long Renjie stepped up to the podium. Tall and handsome, adorned with brand-name clothes, he looked quite dashing. This immediately sparked another round of screams from the women. Then his gaze fell on Chen Tian, and he said with a smile, "Classmate Chen Tian, I heard you awakened in Grade territory, the only one in our 9th City High School this. But please don't lose heart or be upset. As the student with the best awakened territory in our school, I have the duty and responsibility to give you a helping hand. I hope you won't decline." Impressive. This bastard is truly impressive. Chen Tian conceded defeat to Long Renjie's audacity. He swore he had never seen such a shameless person. This scoundrel had used despicable means to snatch Chen Tian's Scrade territory and cultivation soldier units. Yet now with a sanctimonious air he pretended to help Chen Tian the wastrel in front of the entire school. In an instant he crafted a persona of a warm-hearted prodigy. Having committed evil, he still became a good person in everyone's eyes. And he could thoroughly humiliate and disgust Chen Tian. Chen Tian had to admire such duplicitous tactics. Indeed, the teachers and students present were moved by Long Renjie. Holy cow! Young Master Long as a prodigy actually wants to help a wastrel like Chen Tian. His character is simply unbeatable. Wah? I'm about to cry, okay. In these degenerate times a good man like young Master Long is harder to find than a lantern. Say no more, young Master Long is the epitome of manhood, no arguments accepted. Fine. No wonder young Master Long awakened in Scrade territory and cultivation soldier units. I'm convinced. That wastrel Chen Tian is... In an instant the entire venue erupted with praise for Long Renjie. He became the perfect man in everyone's eyes. Young Master Long, I give you full marks for this move. Li Gang quietly gave Long Renjie a thumbs up. Both of them wore sly conspiratorial smiles. Young Master Long, are you sure you want to help me? At that moment Chen Tian stepped onto the stage giving Long Renjie and Li Gang a deep look. Then he sneered coldly. Although you are the greatest prodigy in the history of No. 9 middle school in our city and the eldest son of the Long family, I'm afraid you can't afford to help me, can you? A cunning glint flickered in Chen Tian's eyes. Since Long Renjie wanted to be duplicitous, Chen Tian would teach him that erecting a memorial arch came at a price. How dare you? Li Gang immediately cursed. It's fine. Long Renjie smiled warmly, appearing extremely magnanimous, instantly garnering another wave of goodwill. Then with a forced smile he said to Chen Tian, Classmate Chen Tian, I Long Renjie may not be talented, but compared to a loser like you my wealth is far greater. Worrying that I can't help you underestimates me. Really? So according to you your help will surely exceed the value of everything this loser owns. Chen Tian grinned. The fish had taken the bait. You could say that. Without a second thought Long Renjie replied confidently. Chen Tian was just a poor loser. Everything he owned combined was worth less than a hair on his head. What did he have to fear? But in the next moment Long Renjie's composure crumbled. Holy shit. You're setting me up? Long Renjie burst into profanity, his carefully maintained grace vanishing instantly. He saw with his own eyes Chen Tian produce 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards, each worth at least 1,000,000 Lord coins. At that moment, no matter how foolish Long Renjie was, he knew he had been tricked by Chen Tian. Hiss! 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards worth tens of millions of Lord coins. How is Chen Tian so rich? Damn! Chen Tian is just a poor bastard. How can he afford so many Tier 1 soldier summoning cards? Shit! This kid is hiding his true strength. Exclamations filled the venue. Many eyes turned red with envy. When the teachers and students quieted down. This kid is hiding his true strength. Exclamations filled the venue. Many eyes turned red with envy. When the teachers and students quieted down. I'm a poor bastard, the only things I can show off are 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards. I hope you won't laugh at me. Shit. Shit shit shit. Long Renjie cursed inwardly. What kind of poor bastard could produce 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards worth tens of millions of Lord coins? He was now caught in a dilemma. The boast had been made. If he couldn't deliver, he would lose face. As the eldest son of the Long family, he couldn't afford that disgrace. But to avoid shame, he had to offer something worth over tens of millions of Lord coins to help Chen Tian. What a massive loss. He had intended to step on Chen Tian to build his reputation. Instead, Chen Tian had led him into a trap with just a few words. Chen Tian, you've gone too far. You're treating young Master Long like a fool. Don't even think about it. Li Gang immediately spoke up to rescue Long Renjie. I've gone too far. Are you sure? Chen Tian smiled, innocently looking harmless. Then in a tone that would infuriate anyone he said, well, I never expected the great young Master Long to talk so smoothly, but fail when it comes to action. You can't even help with something worth more than 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards, and you still call yourself a prodigy. You've shamed the Long family, huh? Young Master Long, I'm not one to judge, but if you can't help, don't brag. You got my hopes up for nothing. What kind of mess is this? Chen Tian's relentless taunts finally got to Long Renjie. Shut up. Who says I can't help? Long Renjie's lips twitched, his face full of pain. Gritting his teeth, he took out an exquisite brocade box and threw it to Chen Tian. This is a basic Lord potential pill worth at least 100 million Lord coins. Now tell me, can I help you? Long Renjie ground out the words through clenched teeth. This was the only item he had that exceeded the value of Chen Tian's 10 Tier 1 soldier summoning cards. He had no choice but to use it to help Chen Tian and save face as the eldest son of the Long family. Holy cow! A basic Lord potential pill, worth at least 100 million Lord coins. Young Master Long is so generous. Damn! A basic Lord potential pill can increase potential by 1 star. Chen Tian is so lucky. Damn it, that Chen Tian is so cunning, he's really screwed young Master Long over. The teachers and students present were all stirred up. Everyone was filled with envy and jealousy. Ding! Congratulations, host, for obtaining a basic Lord potential pill. Would you like to amplify it 100-fold? The system's prompt sounded. Yes. Chen Tian agreed immediately. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, for obtaining a super Lord potential pill. A basic Lord potential pill could only increase a Lord's potential by 1 star, while a super Lord potential pill increased it by 10 stars. It was worth at least 100 billion Lord coins, and it was scarce on the market. It was said that only lords who had reached tier 10 and possessed special abilities could but with his 100-fold amplification, Chen Tian could produce it in an instant. Holy shit. Am I about to get rich? Chen Tian immediately saw a business opportunity. He could buy basic Lord potential pills, amplify them into super Lord potential pills, and then sell them at a high price. The same could be done with other items. However, the system's reply doused him with cold water. Ding. Host is overthinking it. Items amplified by this system can only be used by the host. Fine. Chen Tian felt helpless. His dream of wealth was shattered. Chen Tian, in 7 days the novice protection period for us newbie lords will end. Fine. Chen Tian felt helpless. His dream of wealth was shattered. Chen Tian, in 7 days the novice protection period for us newbie lords will end. Everyone dismissed. Li Gang quickly said, following Long Renjie like a sycophant. You help me. Sorry, you bastard can't afford to help me. Chen Tian sneered. He also strode away. Haha. Chen Tian is done for. Of course, Long Xiao's possessions aren't so easily taken. Once the 7-day novice protection period ends, it will be Chen Tian's day of reckoning. Chen Tian had it coming. Who told him to cross Long Xiao? That guy is far too greedy. I'd gladly finish him off for Long Xiao. Watching Chen Tian's retreating figure, many jeered. That boy is interesting. While everyone else scrambles to be Long Renjie's dog, he alone dares to offend him. Truly rare. Yet amidst the crowd, a stunningly beautiful girl of 17 or 18 murmured in admiration for Chen Tian. Her features were exquisite, her figure alluring, and her aura ethereal. She seemed like a celestial maiden descended to the mortal realm. Strangely, however, everyone around her acted as if she were invisible, utterly unable to see her. This was the girl's special ability, invisibility. My enemy's enemy is my friend. Since he dares to defy Long Renjie, and has even thoroughly swindled him, I must lend him a hand. And when Long Renjie retaliates in 7 days, I can even use him to kill Long Renjie. Once that scum is dead, they can no longer force me. The girl smiled and hurried toward Chen Tian. 7 days. I must gain the strength to slaughter Long Renjie before the novice protection period ends. Chen Tian quickly left State City No. 9 High School and headed straight for the Lord Space Tower in the city center. Along the way, he discreetly swallowed the Super Lord Potential Pill. His potential had now risen to 11 stars. The Lord Space Tower was the gateway for billions of lords in this world to enter the Lord Space. Nearly every human city had one. The Lord Space not only connected all lords of this world, but also those from other realms. To date, the number of known worlds had reached 3000. All lords entered the Lord Space with a single purpose. That purpose was to grow stronger. The path to power was simple: first invade unclaimed lands, territories that had lost their lords. After all, before a lord achieved eternal life, their lifespan was limited. Death from other accidents also left their territories to be reclaimed by the Lord's Space. These lands became nourishment for other lords' growth. Second, defeat other lords, plundering their troops and resources to bolster one's own strength. Of course, the Lord's Space had strict war zone divisions, preventing high-level lords from preying on their low-level counterparts. For instance, first-tier lords could only enter first-tier war zones, second-tier lords second-tier zones, and so on. As for the 7-day novice protection period, it was a mechanism designed by the Lord's Space for new lords. Upon awakening their territory, they were temporarily barred from war zones for 7 days, unable to fight other lords. They could only enter the novice lord training zone to battle simulated virtual lords. Even if killed by these virtual lords, they wouldn't truly die. This was why Long Renjie threatened to help Chen Tian in the Lord's Space after 7 days. Of course, defeating virtual lords also yielded rewards. It was a form of welfare for all new lords. Beyond this, every lord enjoyed another benefit of the Lord's Space. That was the safety of their lives in the real world. Lords could only fight to the death within the Lord's Space. Intentionally killing another lord in reality would result in being erased by the Lord's Space. This was precisely why Long Renjie and Li Gang, when they had used despicable means to seize Chen Tian's grade territory and immortal cultivation troops, hadn't outright killed him to eliminate the root of trouble. Instead, they had only used magic to silence him. Half an hour later, Chen Tian arrived before the Lord Space Tower. It soared into the clouds, majestic and grand. The famous towers of Earth paled in comparison. It was said that all Lord Space Towers in this world had descended 1,000 years ago. Thus, this world had entered the era of universal lordship a millennium ago. 1,000 years. I wonder if anyone in this world has attained eternal life. Chen Tian mused before stepping inside. Inside the tower, it was bustling with activity. Chen Tian went directly to the novice lord service counter where there were few people. His turn came quickly. "Hello, how may I assist you?" a staff member asked with a smile. "I'm a new lord, just awakened my territory. What do I need to do to enter the novice lord training zone?" Chen Tian replied with a smile. "New lords have a 7-day novice protection period. During these 7 days, you can enter the novice lord training zone up to 3 times daily. Each time you can choose a virtual lord to battle. Defeat it, and you'll receive rewards based on your performance. However, only the first entry each day is free. The other 2 require purchasing a novice lord training zone entry ticket costing 10 million lord coins each," the staff member explained. 10 million lord coins per entry. That's exorbitant, Chen Tian exclaimed. His parents in this world were merely ordinary working-class people who toiled all year just to make ends meet. The other 2 entries were out of the question. They were a game for the wealthy. Unless Chen Tian sold the 10 first-tier troop summoning cards, he could afford 1 more entry. But he was reluctant to part with them. "I'm sorry, but this price is set by the Lord Space Tower Association," the staff member said apologetically. "All right," Chen Tian nodded. "I'll use my free entry to the Novice Lord Training Zone. Please arrange it." "Certainly, follow me." The staff member led Chen Tian to a private room containing a device resembling a game pod called a training pod. "Just lie down inside, follow the prompts, and you'll automatically begin battling the virtual lord." "Okay." Chen Tian immediately lay down inside. With a hum, his vision went dark. He then found himself in a pitch-black, lightless world. At the same time, a mechanical voice echoed in his ears. "Welcome to the Novice Lord Training Zone. Please select a training mode. 1 normal mode, 2 elite mode, 3 nightmare mode, 4 hell mode." As Chen Tian faced this choice, outside the Lord Space Tower, a frustrated voice sounded. "How did that guy move so fast? My 4-dimensional attributes are 7 or 8 times that of an ordinary person, yet I couldn't catch up to him. It's not scientific." It was none other than the stunning girl. She was deeply vexed. As she said, she had chased Chen Tian the entire way, but failed to catch up. Instead, she fell further and further behind. How frustrating. She couldn't fathom how Chen Tian had done it. Could it be that his agility is even higher than mine? But didn't he just awaken in grade territory? Where does he get such high agility? The girl murmured in analysis, her beautiful face filled with shock. It seems this guy is far from as simple as he appears on the surface. The girl, of course, had no idea that Chen Tian was a man with a system. Moreover, after consuming the 4-dimensional attribute enhancement potion, all his 4-dimensional attributes were elevated to 10 times that of an average adult male. His agility, reaching 100, was no less than that of a second-tier. The girl, with her agility barely over 70, could never hope to catch up to Chen Tian. With that, she deactivated her invisibility ability and stepped into the Lord's Space Tower. There was no other choice. Her special ability was ineffective within the tower. Before long, under the guidance of the staff, she arrived directly at Chen Tian's room. The staff maintained a respectful demeanor throughout, clearly indicating that the girl was no ordinary person. "You may leave now, or I'll wait for him here," she said to the staff member. "Understood." The staff member promptly departed. "This guy, he's so fast. He's already started battling the virtual Lord Hedon." The girl looked helplessly at the activated training pod. In her eyes, Chen Tian had only awakened in grade territory. With a sewer-like zombie unit, engaging a virtual lord so directly was surely a losing battle, a complete waste of a training opportunity worth 10 million lord coins. She had used her authority to enter Chen Tian's battle room, originally intending to give him some items to boost his strength before he fought. Little did she expect Chen Tian to act so swiftly, leaving her no time. "Oh well, I'll give it to him when he's out. It's just a pity about this training chance. 10 million lord coins. I hope this ordeal doesn't break his spirit." Muttering to herself, she sat on a chair in the room and waited quietly. "I choose nightmare mode." After a moment's thought, Chen Tian made his decision. Though he only had 10 units, all were 3rd tier. The first and easiest normal mode was out of the question. As for the second elite mode, choosing it would be overkill. As for the hardest hell mode, Chen Tian dared not select it outright for caution's sake. Thus he picked the 3rd option, nightmare mode. Selection successful. Matching you with a nightmare level virtual lord. Match successful. Loading, please wait. 10. 9. Soon the 10-second countdown ended. The darkness before Chen Tian's eyes began to dissipate. The surroundings gradually brightened. Roar, roar, ha, ha. 5 3rd-tier swift zombies and 5 3rd-tier strength zombies had been summoned by Chen Tian. They all emitted brutal, bloodthirsty howls. Suddenly, thud, thud, thud. Heavy footsteps echoed from afar. The entire ground trembled. These are giant units. The next moment, Chen Tian spotted hundreds of meters away. Over 100 colossal humans, each standing a full 10 meters tall, all with ferocious and terrifying visages. Giant units possessing immense strength and tenacious vitality rank among the top 1,000 of the 36,000 known unit types in this world. As expected of nightmare mode, The difficulty is indeed high. Chen Tian murmured, then turned his gaze to a peculiar human with a long nose behind the giant units. The elephant human tribe. This round simulates a lord from another world. Having transmigrated to this world for over half a year, Chen Tian had all the basic knowledge down pat. He recognized it immediately. Crush them. At that moment, the elephant human lord issued a grim command. Instantly, the 100+ giant units charged toward Chen Tian. Swift zombies, you are to target the legs of these giant units. Do not let them breach the 100-meter perimeter around me. In a lord's battle, personal safety comes first. Even if the units survive, if the lord falls, it means defeat. Strength zombies, your task is to kill, smash their heads. Chen Tian issued successive battle commands. Roar, roar. The 5 third-tier swift zombies and 5 third-tier strength zombies. As Chen Tian's units naturally understood his orders, they immediately launched themselves at the 100+ giant units following his instructions. The 5 third-tier swift zombies were incredibly fast, covering over 100 meters per second. In mere seconds, they plunged into the giant unit ranks. Then, their fangs and claws unleashed terrifying lethality. Clinging to the giant's legs, they savagely slashed and bit. In no time at all, they gnawed through the bucket-thick giant legs, severing them completely. The giant units naturally did not stand idly by as their legs were destroyed. They swung their massive fists, furiously pounding at the swift zombies' heads, but to no avail. The giant units, enormous in size, lacked agility. The swift zombies, on the other hand, thrived on speed. Moreover, they were third-tier, while these giant zombies were only first-tier. They were thoroughly suppressed. In an instant, 5 giant units had their legs broken, collapsing and losing mobility, only to be caught up by the strength zombies who tore their heads apart, killing them. They had no power to resist. What fearsome zombie units! The elephant human lord was utterly horrified. From the start, the scales of victory had already tipped in Chen Tian's favor. And indeed, that was the case. The remainder of the battle turned into a slaughter dominated by the 5 third-tier swift zombies and 5 third-tier strength zombies. The speed of the 5 third-tier swift zombies left the giant units in agony, helpless as their legs were broken. Then they met their ignominious end under the claws and fangs of the 5 third-tier strength zombies. Within just 2 or 3 minutes, all 100+ giant units lay dead. Well, it seems I should have chosen hell mode. Chen Tian was taken aback by the combat prowess of his 10 third-tier zombie units. The victory was too swift. He didn't even need to use the unit frenzy skill. It was a complete rout. Perhaps third-tier against first-tier is just this unreasonable. Chen Tian muttered to himself, commanding his zombie units to kill the elephant human lord. Congratulations on your victory. You have completed this nightmare-level novice lord training. Calculating battle score. Calculation successful. Congratulations, you have achieved an SSS rating. SSS rating is the highest, entitling you to a global Lord Space Tower Training Ground Warzone World announcement. Do you consent? No. Chen Tian refused without a second thought. No way. He achieved the SSS rating thanks to his third-tier units. But he was only a first-tier lord, having awakened his territory less than an hour ago. It was impossible for him to possess third-tier units. If this got out, it would cause an immediate uproar. Not only would it alert Li Gang and Long Renjie, but it might even lead to him being dissected for study, exposing the system's secret. This was a consequence Chen Tian could never accept. Therefore, he absolutely had to lay low. Global Lord Space Tower simultaneous world announcement cancelled. Settling rewards. Settlement successful. Congratulations on obtaining the following rewards. 1 common troop rations exchange voucher X1. 2 basic territory area expansion voucher X1. 3 novice lord training zone entry pass X1. Ding. Detected that the host possesses augmentable items, basic troop rations exchange voucher, basic territory area expansion voucher, and novice lord training zone entry pass. Proceed with 100-fold augmentation. Huh. Jackpot. Chen Tian immediately burst into joyous laughter and directly selected yes. These 3 rewards were spot on. Food is the paramount necessity of man. The same applied to troops, they needed sustenance too. The common troop rations exchange voucher could be exchanged for 100 kilograms of standard troop rations. The basic territory area expansion voucher was precisely what Chen Tian needed, capable of enlarging the territory by 100 square meters. He still had 10 first-tier troop summoning cards on him, but they were unusable due to insufficient territory area. The Novice Lord Training Zone entry pass naturally was an item allowing Chen Tian to continue entering the Novice Lord Training Zone. Each pass was worth 10 million Lord coins. However, this was before the 100-fold augmentation. After augmentation, things would be different. Ding. Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained advanced troop rations exchange voucher X1. Ding. Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained advanced territory area expansion voucher X1. Ding. Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained Novice Lord Training Zone VIP Pass X3. Advanced troop rations exchange voucher upon use grants 500 kilograms of advanced rations required by troops. Advanced territory area expansion voucher upon use increases territory area by 100 square meters. Novice Lord Training Zone VIP pass upon use bypasses the restriction of the Lord Space Tower, limiting entry to the Novice Lord Training Zone to a maximum of 3 times daily. Allows continued entry without needing a training pod. Maximum of 3 passes usable per day. After reviewing the descriptions of the 3 augmented items. System, you're incredible. Chen Tian couldn't help but praise the system once more. The Hundredfold augmentation was exceptionally potent, especially the Novice Lord Training Zone VIP pass. This meant Chen Tian could enter the Novice Lord Training Zone up to 6 times per day. Subsequently, Chen Tian immediately used the Advanced Troop Rations Exchange Voucher and the Advanced Territory Area Expansion Voucher. Instantly, 500 kilograms of fresh blood and flesh, the favorite food of zombie troops, appeared within the territory. Upon receiving Chen Tian's command, 5 third-tier swift zombies and 5 third-tier power zombies began to feast voraciously. Your zombie troops' loyalty has increased. Your zombie troops' 4-dimensional attributes have increased. Your zombie troops have gained growth energy, resulting in a slight rank increase. A series of prompts appeared within the territory. So advanced troop rations have special effects. Chen Tian's eyes lit up slightly. At the same time, the area of Chen Tian's territory expanded from the original 100 square meters to 110 square meters. With the territory area ready, I can now use the first-tier troop summoning cards to summon troops. Saying this, Chen Tian took out 10 first-tier troop summoning cards and used them all. Instantly, 10 new first-tier common zombie troops appeared within the territory. Ding! Detected that the host has 10 first-tier common zombie troops available for augmentation. Proceed with Hundredfold augmentation. Yes, ding! Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 5 third-tier shield zombies. Ding! Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 4 third-tier dual-headed hound zombies. Ding! Augmentation successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 1 third-tier Mahjani zombie. Shield zombie, high health, exceptionally outstanding defense, slow speed. Dual-headed hound zombie, high loyalty, swift movement, astonishing bite force, slightly lower defense. Mahjani zombie, a mutant biological zombie infected with an LP parasite exhibiting social behavior and high intelligence, capable of using weapons with immense growth potential. Nice. Chen Tian was extremely satisfied. He had augmented 3 entirely new types of zombies. Especially the Mahjani zombie, which possessed social behavior, high intelligence, weapon proficiency, and immense growth potential. In the future, it would undoubtedly become an ace in Chen Tian's zombie army. Immediately, Chen Tian gave the order, and the 10 new zombie troops joined the feast. Their loyalty, 4-dimensional attributes, and ranks began to increase steadily. You are about to leave the Novice Lord Training Zone. Countdown begins. 10, 9. As the 10 seconds ended, Chen Tian departed from this place. Whoosh. The next moment, inside the training pod, Chen Tian opened his eyes. What the hell? As soon as he opened his eyes, Chen Tian blurted out a curse. What sort of nonsense was a strange girl's head suddenly appearing right in front of his face? Though she was extremely beautiful, it was still extremely startling. Who are you? Chen Tian asked irritably. Huh? Why are you making such a fuss? Am I that scary? This unfamiliar girl was naturally the stunningly beautiful maiden. She was also quite frustrated now. The training pod had long indicated that Chen Tian's training was over. Yet she had waited for quite a while. But Chen Tian simply wouldn't wake up. Then she got up to check on him. The moment she looked, Chen Tian opened his eyes. Both of them were startled. It was very unsettling. Naturally, she had no idea that Chen Tian had been delayed due to operating the augmentation items and summoning troops in the training ground. You still haven't answered my question. Chen Tian was on full alert. Could this girl be someone sent by those 2 scoundrels, Long Renjie and Li Gang? My name is Mu Peiyao. You should have heard of me. The stunningly beautiful maiden rolled her eyes at Chen Tian and said huffily, Mu Peiyao. Chen Tian was taken aback. Then he asked, the precious daughter of the City Lord and the president of the City Lord Space Tower Association. The fiancé of Long Renjie, the eldest young master of the Long family. Well, I have never acknowledged myself as the fiancé of that scoundrel Long Renjie. However, my father, the City Lord and president under pressure, has already agreed to this engagement. Alas, Mu Peiyao sighed deeply. Especially now that that scoundrel has awakened in Scrade territory and immortal cultivation troops, my father certainly has no way to oppose it. I'm in such a difficult spot. Mu Peiyao's pretty face was full of frustration. Clearly she knew Long Renjie was no good and was utterly unwilling to marry him. Hep. When Chen Tian heard Mu Peiyao mention that Long Renjie had awakened in Scrade territory and immortal cultivation troops, he sneered inwardly. Unfortunately, he was under Li Gang's magical confinement and couldn't reveal the actual situation. He then asked, why are you telling me all this? I sympathize with you, but what does this have to do with me? It does. Hey, race the thing I came to find you. Mu Peiyao immediately began to explain. Is that it? After hearing Mu Peiyao's explanation, Chen Tian was taken aback. It turned out that she came to find him because Long Renjie had embarrassed her at school. That's right. You're different from others. Everyone else seems like a lapdog in front of Long Renjie. Only you dare to offend him, and even put him in a difficult spot by ruining his junior lord potential pill, which is why I admire you. However, Long Renjie is a complete scum. He will definitely not let you off. In 7 days, when the rookie protection period ends, he will definitely deal with you. If you fall into his hands, it will be worse than death. Mu Peiyao nodded and said. As she spoke, she took out some items and handed them to Chen Tian. So I came here to give you some things to enhance your strength. Is there such a good thing? Chen Tian couldn't help but laugh and cry. What does it mean to have a pie fall from the sky? This is it. He immediately looked to see what this stunning beauty Mu Peiyao had given him. Sister, isn't this too precious? How can I accept it? He was shocked when he saw the contents. It was a full set of 10 level 1 soldier summoning cards, worth 10 million lord coins, plus a junior soldier rebirth building crystal. This item is worth no less than a junior lord potential pill, at least over 100 million lord coins. After use, a soldier rebirth building can appear within the territory. Soldiers inevitably die in battle. With a soldier rebirth building, they can be revived. The junior soldier rebirth building can revive 1 soldier each day. Mu Peiyao's generosity directly shocked Chen Tian. He immediately kept all the items close to him, fearing that Mu Peiyao might want them back. Mu Peiyao, didn't you say you felt embarrassed to accept them? Mu Peiyao noticed that Chen Tian's thick skin was far beyond her imagination. Well, I really feel embarrassed to accept it, but since you handed it to me, if I refuse, wouldn't that be disrespecting you? So I'll take it. Seeing Mu Peiyao's speechless face, Chen Tian forced an explanation. He maintained his composure throughout. He fully leveraged his thick-skinned attribute. Mu Peiyao was almost left stunned. I can't believe you. Mu Peiyao took a while to recover. Finally coming back to reality, she gave Chen Tian a fierce glare. She swore that people with such thick skin were truly rare. Then she took out another item. The value of 10 level 1 soldier summoning cards plus a junior soldier rebirth building crystal. You should have an idea, even if I don't say it. However, I'm not giving it to you for free. This is a biochemical high explosive grenade. Once detonated, it can directly kill even a level 3 soldier. In 7 days, Long Renjie will definitely take the initiative to kill you in the level 1 battle zone of the Lord Space. With your grade territory and zombie soldiers, you are no match for him at all. As long as you use this biochemical high explosive grenade properly, perhaps you will be the one who survives. Mu Peiyao said calmly. Sister, can I ask why you want to kill Long Renjie so much? It can't just be because you don't want to marry him, right? Chen Tian looked deeply at Mu Peiyao. He accepted the biochemical high explosive grenade. If your best friend since childhood were toyed with and killed by a scumbag, you would understand why. A flicker of pain flashed in Mu Peiyao's eyes. I understand. Don't worry, Long Renjie will definitely die in 7 days. Chen Tian emphasized, not just for Mu Peiyao and her friend, but also for himself. I await your good news. Please continue. Mu Peiyao nodded. Continue. Chen Tian was slightly taken aback. I've already paid for you, so for the next 7 days you can enter the Rookie Lord training ground 3 times a day. Make sure to accumulate practical experience. It ended in less than 5 minutes. He must have been utterly beaten. Thanks. Chen Tian felt a bit embarrassed, as she didn't want to embarrass him. It ended in less than 5 minutes. He must have been utterly beaten. Thanks. Chen Tian felt a bit embarrassed. The Rookie Lord training ground is free for the first entry each day. The fees for the next 2 times are a total of 20 million Lord coins. In 7 days, that's 140 million. Plus the 10 level 1 soldier summoning cards worth 110 million and the junior soldier rebirth building crystal. That totals 250 million. And there's also a biochemical high explosive grenade that can kill even level 3 soldiers. Adding it all together, it's probably worth at least 500 million and maybe even more. This sister is definitely the legendary rich lady. Chen Tian suddenly felt a sense of not wanting to work hard anymore. Of course, this feeling only lasted a little while. He still had to take the lives of Long Renjie. How could he give up? System, start the amplification now. Now that Mu Peiyao had left, she gave him 10 level 1 soldier summoning cards, 1 junior soldier rebirth building crystal, and 1 biochemical high explosive grenade. Chen Tian could finally proceed with the amplification. Ding. Host, please note that the level 1 soldier summoning card can only be used for amplification after summoning soldiers. Alright. Chen Tian nodded. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 high-level soldier rebirth building crystal. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 biochemical high explosive bomb. High-level soldier rebirth building crystal after use randomly obtain a type of high-level soldier rebirth building, can revive up to 10 soldiers daily biochemical, high explosive bomb, after use, can directly kill level 5 soldiers, a round of amplification. These two items greatly enhanced his capabilities. They were significantly more powerful than before. Especially the biochemical high explosive bomb, which could become Chen Tian's trump card. Chen Tian immediately stored it within his territory, instructing the zombie soldiers to guard it closely. Then he immediately used the high-level soldier rebirth building crystal. You use the high-level soldier rebirth building crystal and obtain the high-level soldier rebirth pool, which can revive a maximum of 10 soldiers. It's said that a soldier rebirth building that can revive 10 soldiers daily is something even a level 5 lord like Li Gang doesn't have the qualifications to possess. Chen Tian smiled faintly. Then he used the 10 level 1 soldier summoning cards. 10 new level 1 zombie soldiers descended upon his territory. System amplified. Chen Tian commanded anticipation showing on his face. Would he be able to amplify a rare zombie like Makini this time? Ding. Enhancement successful. Congratulations host for obtaining 5 tier 3 swift zombies. Ding. Enhancement successful. Congratulations host for obtaining 4 tier 3 giant cockroach zombies. Ding. Enhancement successful. Congratulations host for obtaining 1 tier 3 trihorn dripper zombie. Swift zombie exceptionally agile and swift and nightmare for slow-moving foes on the battlefield. Giant cockroach zombie, a colossal monster infected by the virus swarming in groups with formidable reproductive capabilities, leaving nothing but desolation in its wake. Trihorn dripper zombie, a triangular head adorned with 3 horns, an upper-level mutant among dripper zombies, a killing machine with 3 distinct forms of mutation. First, the crab claw form possessing giant key-shaped wrists. Second, the archer form capable of long-range attacks. Third, the flesh mass form which self-destructs when facing a mortal threat, unleashing devastating lethality. What incredible luck! Chen Tian rejoiced to have obtained yet another rare zombie, the Trihorn Dripper zombie. The combat prowess of this zombie unit ranked among the top 10 of all zombie units in this world. Amazing! Furthermore, he had also acquired 4 tier 3 giant cockroach zombies. Their reproductive capabilities were extraordinarily potent. It wouldn't take long, Chen Tian mused, before he could command a vast army of giant cockroach zombies. Subsequently, Chen Tian examined his Lord panel. Lord Chen Tian level tier 1 potential 11 stars strength, 100 agility, 100 physique, 100 spirit, 100 skill unit frenzy, other biochemical high explosive bomb X, 1 territory frank area, 1100 square meters, building unit rebirth pool units, tier 3 swift zombie X, 10 tier 3 strength zombie X 5, tier 3 shield zombie X 5, tier 3 two-headed dog zombie X 4, tier 3 giant cockroach zombie X 4, tier 3 Mahjani zombie X 1, tier 3 trihorn dripper zombie X 1. The total number of units had reached 30. Every single one was tier 3. None could be compared to ordinary zombie units. All possessed special abilities. Among them were fearsome anomalies like the Mahjani and the Dripper. With just 10 zombies before I could clear nightmare mode with this current setup, hell mode should be manageable too. A smirk curled at the corner of Chen Tian's mouth. Then he lay back down in the training pod. Mu Peiyao had already paid the fee. It would be a waste not to use it. After these 2 sessions, Chen Tian still had 3 newbie Lord Training Area VIP tickets. These would allow him to bypass the Lord Space Towers 3-time limit and enter 3 more times. Very satisfying. Welcome to the newbie Lord Training Area. Please select a training mode. 1 normal mode. 2 elite mode. 3 nightmare mode. For hell mode. The familiar voice soon reached Chen Tian's ears. I choose 4. Selection successful. Matching you with a hell level virtual lord. Match successful. Loading, please wait. 10. 9. The 10 seconds elapsed. Chen Tian and his zombie units arrived in an entirely new world. Here birds sang and flowers bloomed. The ground was carpeted with grass and blossoms. Not far off stood over 1,000 towering trees, each tens of meters high. These trees were completely bare, devoid of any leaves. Yet paradoxically they were laden with fruit. Dense clusters. Every single tree bore at least hundreds, if not thousands of fruits. There were bananas, apples, oranges, grapes, pears, and more, all common fruits. There were even winter melons, pumpkins, watermelons, and cucumbers. It gave one the illusion of being in an orchard. Then an eerie event occurred. Those towering trees all came to life. Grotesque faces emerged on every trunk, leering with sinister grins that pierced the soul. The roots tore themselves from the soil. Like countless venomous serpents, they carried the trees, hurtling toward Chen Tian. These are mutant plant-type units. The fruits on them are also a weapon. Chen Tian's expression hardened. Mutant plant-type units were renowned for their vitality. They could grow devastatingly lethal mutant fruits. Their combat strength was formidable. Shield zombies take point and block those fruits. Don't let them hit me. The 5 shield zombies immediately formed a wall of undead flesh before Chen Tian. Swift zombies, strength zombies, 2-headed dog zombies, giant cockroach zombies. Focus your attacks on the roots of those mutant trees. That's their weak point. Mahjani zombie, trihorn dripper zombie. Coordinate and take out the lord hiding behind those mutant trees. Chen Tian issued orders in rapid succession. Roar, roar, ha, ha. The zombie units obeyed Chen Tian's commands instantly. They charged at the mutant trees. All were tier 3 units, far faster than the mutant trees. In mere seconds, they closed to within 100 meters of the trees. Then the mutant trees all halted. Their trunks bent backward with immense force, and then snapped forward in an instant. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The various fruits on the mutant trees fell from their branches, slamming into Chen Tian's zombie units like countless cannonballs. Indeed, these fruits were the equivalent of artillery shells. They exploded with a cacophony of bang, bang, bang. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the fruits hit nothing but empty air. Chen Tian's zombie units were simply too agile. They easily dodged most of the bombardment. Even the occasional hits inflicted negligible damage. The defenses of these tier 3 zombies far exceeded the explosive power of those fruits. Soon they plunged into the grove of mutant trees, like tigers descending upon a flock of sheep. My fruit bombs totaled 5,000,000. A single saturation bombardment would annihilate even the most heavily armored Titan units. What kind of zombies are these? Behind the mutant trees, a minotaur let out a roar of disbelief. He was the lord commanding these trees. He couldn't accept it. Hundreds of thousands of fruit bombs had yielded no results. It defied all logic. But then, something even more distressing unfolded before his eyes. He watched as the zombies effortlessly tore through the roots of his mutant trees, rending them to shreds. Over 1,000 mutant tree units fell in droves in an instant. Bloom and bear fruit. Now, all of you bloom and bear fruit immediately, the Minotaur Lord bellowed frantically. As expected of Hell Mode, even a first-tier unit would find it impossible to withstand this. With just this one round of carpet bombing, it's an instant GG. Chen Tian's face was filled with awe. Back in his school days, he had often heard teachers extolling the terror of the fruit bombs for mutated plant species. Now he finally witnessed it firsthand. Hundreds of thousands of fruit bombs detonating simultaneously. Overwhelmingly and unreasonably powerful. Unfortunately, these were merely first-tier fruit bombs from mutated giant trees. Yet their targets were third-tier zombies. Creatures with naturally formidable defenses and virtually no sense of pain. Naturally, the bombs had little effect. They can grow new fruit bombs. Suddenly Chen Tian was taken aback. He saw that all the mutated trees had plunged their roots deep into the ground. Then blossoms sprouted on their branches. In the next moment, the flowers fell off, replaced by clusters of new fruit bombs. Clearly their power had also increased. However, the mutated trees, originally over a dozen meters tall, had shrunk significantly, now only a few meters high. Clearly their power had also increased. However, the mutated trees, originally over a dozen meters tall, had shrunk significantly, now only a few meters high. This was the result of the Minotaur Lord commanding these mutated trees to bloom and bear fruit. After their fruit bombs were expended, they could bloom and bear fruit once more, regenerating new ones. However, this would greatly consume the tree's primal life force. At most, they could bloom and bear fruit one more time. The power of all fruit bombs would increase by 50. This was the Minotaur Lord's ultimate move, which he was reluctant to use lightly. Die? I don't believe you damn zombies can survive this time. The Minotaur Lord sneered ferociously. Then he roared, "Surround those zombies. Blow them to hell." Rustle, rustle. The roots of all the mutated trees writhed violently, encircling Chen Tian's zombie units in layers upon layers. Then the fruit bombs from these mutated trees rained down upon Chen Tian's zombies. This time they were completely surrounded, leaving no escape. Boom, boom, boom. Deafening explosions thundered wildly. Chen Tian's zombie units were engulfed by hundreds of thousands of fruit bombs. Trying to blow up my units. Dream on. Chen Tian snorted coldly, with a grand wave of his hand. Unit frenzy. This was Chen Tian's lord skill. Upon activation, all subordinate units enter a frenzied state with all attributes increased by 100, lasting 60 seconds, with a cooldown of 600 seconds. Roar, roar, roar. Instantly all of Chen Tian's zombie units let out excited howls. A faint, bloody glow emanated from their bodies. Each of them had doubled in size. All the fruit bombs that landed on them felt no more than a tickle. It was like throwing eggs against a stone. Thighs. The Minotaur Lord of these mutated trees was dumbfounded. The ferocity on his face vanished completely, replaced by only fear and despair. Roar. Suddenly, a zombie burst out of the mutated tree's encirclement. It twisted its triangular head vigorously, dragging its massive millstone-shaped key-like wrist as it charged toward the Minotaur Lord. It was that triangular beast hourglass zombie. No. The Minotaur Lord only had time for a single scream. Before the triangular beast hourglass zombie's crab pincer clamped down on him, immobilizing him completely. Whoosh. Just then a zombie leaped down from the back of the triangular beast hourglass zombie. Opening its maw, it bit off the Minotaur Lord's head. Crunching and chewing, it swallowed the head into its stomach. It was that Majini zombie. It had been clinging to the back of the triangular beast hourglass zombie all along. Seizing the moment when the Minotaur Lord was defenseless, it bit off his head with a single snap, fulfilling Chen Tian's command. With the Minotaur Lord's death, the combat effectiveness of his mutated tree units plummeted drastically. Within minutes, they were completely annihilated by Chen Tian's zombie units. Congratulations on your victory completing this hell-level novice lord training. Calculating battle rating. Calculation successful. Congratulations on obtaining an SSS rating. Yet again the highest rating, SSS. SSS rating is the highest eligible for a global Lord Space Tower Training Ground War Zone World announcement. No. Chen Tian chose no again. Until he possessed absolute power, he would maintain a low profile. However, it has been detected that your total performance today in the Novice Lord Training Ground has entered the Global Novice Lord Top 100 ranking, currently ranked 9th. Congratulations, your name will appear on the Global Novice Lord Top 100 ranking, revered and admired by countless novice lords. Note the Global Novice Lord Top 100 ranking settles rewards at midnight every day based on rankings. The higher the rank, the richer the reward. Chen Tian. While strength doesn't allow me to stay low-key, but this ranking only reveals a name. No big deal. There are plenty of novice lords named Chen Tian in the world. Absolutely no one would guess that Chen Tian, who awakened only in 5th grade territory, is the same Chen Tian on the Global Novice Lord Top 100. Moreover, based on the ranking, the Lord Space will distribute varying levels of rewards. That's perfect, considering the rewards. Even if his name was exposed, Chen Tian could accept it. Settling once at midnight every day means as long as I'm on the list daily, I get rewards daily. I can enter the Novice Lord Training Ground for a total of 7 days, meaning I can claim rewards 7 times. Most importantly, I've only entered twice and already ranked 9th, and I can enter up to 6 times a day. With the remaining 4 runs, securing 1st place should be no problem, right? Chen Tian murmured blissfully to himself. 7 rewards, 1st place every time. That would be a complete launch. While Chen Tian was lost in his day, a massive uproar erupted in the novice zones of tens of thousands of Lord Space Towers worldwide. All because of the name Chen Tian. He had appeared out of nowhere at 9th place on the Global Novice Lord Top 100. This was too bizarre. Others climbed the rankings from 100th place, or slowly working their way up. But Chen Tian had directly broken into 9th place. Everyone was baffled. Holy crap. Who is this Chen Tian? Suddenly appearing on the list, and directly at 9th. Is this for real? What kind of godly move is this? Could the Global Novice Lord Top 100 be glitched? The Global Novice Lord Top 100 is a list produced by the Lord Space with a history of over 1,000 years. Never seen anything like this. What did this Chen Tian do to get such a high rank? So awesome. Damn it. I finally made it to 100th place, and now I've been kicked out again, boo-hoo. Chen Tian was unaware that his appearance on the list had caused a global sensation. At that moment, he was happily checking the rewards from this Hell Mode training session. You have passed the Hell Level Novice Lord training. Rewards are being calculated. Calculation successful. Congratulations, you have obtained the following rewards. 1x 3 basic unit ration exchange vouchers. 2x 3 basic territory expansion vouchers. 3x 3 novice lord training zone entry vouchers. Huh. The rewards are exactly the same as last time, but the quantity is 3 times greater. Chen Tian couldn't help but laugh. Each of these 3 rewards was incredibly valuable. Together they were worth at least tens of millions of lord coins. Ding. The system has detected that you possess augmentable items, basic unit ration exchange vouchers, basic territory expansion vouchers, and novice lord training zone entry vouchers. Would you like to amplify them 100-fold? System, just amplify the basic unit ration exchange vouchers and basic territory expansion vouchers. As for the novice lord training zone entry vouchers, I want to keep them to sell for money. Chen Tian thought for a moment before replying. Items amplified by the system could only be used by Chen Tian himself. He already possessed 3 VIP vouchers for the Novice Lord Training Zone. Amplifying more Novice Lord Training Zone entry vouchers would be useless today. It was better to keep them to sell for money. With money, Chen Tian could purchase items to further enhance his strength. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, you have obtained X3 Advanced Unit Ration Exchange Vouchers. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, you have obtained X3 Advanced Territory Expansion Vouchers. Advanced Unit Ration Exchange Voucher. Upon use, obtain 500 kilograms of advanced rations required by your units. Advanced Territory Expansion Voucher. Upon use, increase territory area by 1,000 square meters. Use them all. Immediately, the fresh blood and flesh favored by zombie units within Chen Tian's territory increased by another 1,500 kilograms. His territory area also expanded by 3,000 square meters. Continue. Chen Tian entered the Novice Lord training ground again. This time it was still hell mode. At a luxurious private room in a high-end restaurant in the state city, Long Renjie was feasting and carousing with a group of his idle rich friends. Li Gang was also present. Master Long is incredible. He awakened and scrayed territory and cultivation units, becoming the top prodigy among us. No. Master Long isn't just the top prodigy among us. Even in the entire Dragon Kingdom, you can't find many as formidable as Master Long, right? Oh, has Master Long done something remarkable again? Absolutely. Don't you guys read the Lord Space News? Master Long finished his 3 Novice Lord training sessions today and directly stormed into the 99th place on the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list. Master Long is a beast. Why didn't you tell us earlier, Master Long? Haha, Master Long didn't say it because he didn't want to embarrass us. A chorus of flattery erupted from the group of rich young masters. This is all thanks to Principal Li's excellent guidance. Long Renjie laughed heartily, his face beaming with pride. You flatter me, Master Long. Li Gang smiled faintly, perfectly embodying the dignified aura of a 5-tier senior lord. Suddenly, one of the young masters spoke mysteriously, holding his phone. Everyone, just a few minutes ago something bizarre happened on the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list. Do you know what it is? What? Everyone present was curious. Someone has directly burst onto the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list, currently ranked 9th. That person is incredibly strong. They were never on the list before, but they jumped straight into the top 10. Many speculate that this person is also a pure Novice Lord who just awakened their territory today. I was shocked when I saw this news. It's unbelievably impressive. Oh, and that person's name is Chen Tian. The young master exclaimed in admiration. Damn, he's that awesome. Shit. Directly 9th place, that's even better than Master Long. Damn, these prodigies these days are unreasonably... Fuck, comparing people only makes you mad. The others were all shocked. Directly reaching 9th place on the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list in one go, without any gradual progression whatsoever. This was the first time such a thing had happened in the history of the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list. The implications were clear to these young masters, none of whom were foolish. A true titan of prodigies had arrived, while the young masters were still in shock. Both Long Renjie and Li Gang spat out the wine they had just drunk. Everyone. The next moment, they both stared intensely at the young master who had broken the news. Who did you just say? Say who? The young master who had broken the news was completely bewildered. Roar. The Trihorn Dripper zombie let out a roar. Its wrist, shaped like a massive millstone key, smashed down directly onto a human lord's head. Splat. The human lord was flattened into a pulp. An anthropomorphic flash of anger crossed the face of the Magnini zombie beside it. Ha. The Trihorn Dripper zombie let out a triumph. In the previous round, it was supposed to be the one to kill that Minotaur lord, but the Magnini zombie had stolen the kill. This time it struck first. A single fatal blow. These two guys. Chen Tian was speechless watching this scene. Still, this was a good thing. Competition among units leads to faster growth. Then Chen Tian frowned. Good thing all my zombie units are tier 3, or I definitely wouldn't have passed this round. I probably would have lost quite a few zombies. Chen Tian looked grimly at the units left behind by the defeated human lord. Different unit types can counter each other. For instance, the units in this round. They were a type of lava beast unit born from flames. They could spew scorching flames of extremely high temperature. And fire is precisely what counters zombie units. So this round was a tough fight. Many zombies were injured. If not for the tear suppression, it would have been a definite loss. It seems my current strength is far from being invincible. The number of zombie units is still too... Chen Tian recognized his own weakness. But it's not a big problem. In a few days I will definitely have a zombie army. Chen Tian smiled confidently. Soon, the zombie units killed the last lava beast unit. The battle ended. Congratulations on your victory. You have completed this hell-level novice lord training. Calculating battle rating. Calculation successful. Congratulations on obtaining an SSS rating. Another SSS rating. Chen Tian was a bit surprised. Then he declined the world announcement once again. Afterwards, a new prompt made Chen Tian unable to... Congratulations. Your total performance in the Novice Lord Training Ground today has ranked you first on the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list. Detected that this is your first time reaching the first place on the Global Novice Lord 100-strong list. You have unlocked the achievement Conquering the Globe. You will receive a super reward. 1 King's War Ring. 2 Primary Sun Fragment. 3 Primary Troop Loyalty Heart. King's War Ring. Only a true king is worthy to wear this Ring of War. Exclusive to Lords. When worn, all 4 attributes 100 damage 10% Primary sun fragment sunlight is the most beautiful light in the world. The radiance of its fragments will grant all your troops a 30 boost to all attributes. Be grateful for the sunlight. Primary troop loyalty heart, bury it in the soil of your territory, and the loyalty of all troops within your domain will permanently increase by 10 points. Chen Tian gasped. These rewards are incredible. After reading the descriptions of the 3 items, Chen Tian could no longer remain calm. The King's War Ring, when worn, boosted all 4 attributes by 100 and reduced damage by 10. It more than doubled Chen Tian's personal strength. Absolutely exhilarating. The primary sun fragment was even more formidable, granting all troops a 30 increase to all attributes. This boost was extraordinary. The most impressive was the primary troop loyalty heart. It could increase the loyalty of all troops in the territory by 10 points. If word got out, countless lords would be green with envy. Troop loyalty had always been a vexing problem for all lords. Their initial loyalty was only 60. Once it dropped below 50, troops would resist orders, even desert, or kill their lord. Any item that could increase loyalty was worth a fortune, and they were usually unavailable on the market. Even with money, they couldn't be bought. An item like the primary troop loyalty heart, which could boost the loyalty of all troops in the territory by 10 points, was priceless. Its value was immeasurable. Yet these 3 rewards had not yet undergone the hundredfold amplification. After amplification, how powerful would they become? Chen Tian took a deep breath, suppressing his excitement, and said to the system, "Begin amplification." Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained the King's War Ring. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained the advanced sun fragment. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained the advanced troop loyalty heart. Supreme War Ring legend says that lords who wore this ring eventually became supreme beings. When worn, all 4 attributes, 300 damage, 50 is skill cooldown, 50 is special ability. Inspection immunity renders all inspections ineffective, revealing no information. Advanced sun fragment sunlight is the most beautiful light in the world. The radiance of its fragments will grant all your troops a 100 boost to all attributes. Be grateful for the sunlight. Advanced troop loyalty heart, bury it in the soil of your territory, and the loyalty of all troops within your domain will permanently increase by 30 points. System, you are truly remarkable. Chen Tian gave a thumbs up. After the hundredfold amplification, all 3 rewards were over 3 times more powerful than before. Then, Chen Tian immediately used them all. After equipping the Supreme War Ring, Chen Tian's 4 attributes reached 400 points. Such attributes were an absolute anomaly among first-tier lords. Even second-tier or third-tier lords could not compare. The advanced sun fragment hung in the midair of the territory, radiating brilliant light like a miniature sun. The zombie troops within the territory bathed in its glow. All received a 100 boost to all attributes. Each one became far more ferocious than before. The territory was filled with overwhelming corpse energy. The advanced troop loyalty heart was buried underground. All zombie troops now had loyalty above 90 points. Every single one was utterly loyal. They were not far from the maximum loyalty of 100 points, known as absolute devotion. What a massive haul! Chen Tian quietly marveled. The boost from this batch of rewards was nothing short of terrifying. Of course, all credit went to the hundredfold amplification. Then the Lord's Space Tower began distributing rewards for clearing the trial. Settlement successful. Congratulations, you have obtained the following rewards. 1 common troop rations exchange voucher X3. 2 primary territory expansion voucher X3. 3 new Lord training area entry voucher X3. The rewards were exactly the same as last time. It seems that with the same score and difficulty, the rewards after clearing are fixed, Chen Tian speculated. Then, as before, Chen Tian only amplified the first 2 items. He would keep the new Lord training area entry vouchers to sell. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained advanced troop rations exchange voucher X3. Ding. Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained advanced territory expansion voucher X3. Advanced troop rations exchange voucher. Upon use, obtain 500 kilograms of advanced rations suitable for your troops. Advanced territory expansion voucher. Upon use, increase territory area by 1,000 square meters. In the future, Chen Tian's troops would only grow in number. Troop rations, the more the better. The same went for territory area. Use all. Then inside Chen Tian's territory, the fresh blood rations favored by zombie troops increased by another 1,500 kilograms. His territory area also expanded by another 3,000 square meters. After doing this, Chen Tian took out 3 new Lord training area VIP vouchers. Other new lords could enter the new Lord training grounds at most 3 times a day. But Chen Tian had these VIP vouchers which allowed him 3 additional entries per day. He could go in 3 more times. How satisfying. Use. Chen Tian commanded. The next moment, he entered directly. Using the new Lord Training Area VIP voucher, he entered the new Lord Training Grounds. There was no need for a training pod. Very convenient. What's going on? Why did Long Renjie and Li Gang leave so abruptly? Those two seemed troubled. Apparently, just hearing the name Chen Tian made them uneasy. They're panicking. Could they know that Chen Tian who shot straight to 9th on the global new Lord Top 100? Impossible. How would they be worthy of knowing such a big shot? True. The young masters in the private room buzzed with discussion. As they said when Long Renjie and Li Gang heard that the person who had suddenly surged to 9th place on the global new Lord Top 100 was named Chen Tian. The two could no longer sit still. They fled in a panic. Suddenly someone shrieked, "Holy crap. Look, that big shot Chen Tian is no longer 9th. He's first." First? Gasp. Outside the restaurant inside a luxury car worth tens of millions. "Principally, do you think this Chen Tian is that brat?" Long Renjie's face was dark. "What do you think? You know how trash your awakened grade territory and zombie troops are, don't you? I've already used a forbidden spell to swap the territories and troops between the two of you. With just grade territory and zombie troops, could that brat really make it to 9th on the global new Lord Top 100? Li Gang's eyes darted and he sneered coldly. "I think so too," Long Renjie nodded. "But the name is exactly the same and both are new lords who awakened today. Isn't that too much of a coincidence?" Long Renjie was visibly annoyed. "Enough. There are plenty of new lords named Chen Tian. It's just a coincidence. Let's go to that club we visited last time to calm our nerves. I heard they've brought in a batch of new girls from the elf world. Let's have some fun today." Li Gang flashed a lecherous grin. Suddenly his eyes widened as if he had seen a ghost. He stared intently at the breaking news pushed to his phone from the Lord's space tower. He yelled, "Damn, this Chen Tian actually made it to first." "What? First place?" Long Renjie snatched the phone and glanced at it. His face instantly darkened as if it could drip water. "Damn it. How is this Chen Tian so strong? I got that kid's grade territory and 1,000 immortal cultivation troops, and I only managed to reach 99th place. This ranking will surely be overtaken by someone before midnight tonight. This guy first charged straight to 9th place, and now he's taken first. What grade of territory and troops does he have? Could it be the legendary SS grade territory and one of the 10 supreme troops?" Long Renjie was instantly overwhelmed by a deep sense of defeat, his jealousy surging to the max. Even if it's not the legendary SSS territory or supreme troops, it's probably not far off. This Chen Tian, once he grows up, will surely become a titan. Li Gang's face was full of shock. But why does he have to be named? Coincidentally, Chen Tian too. What a damn nuisance. Li Gang felt deeply uneasy. Staring at the name Chen Tian, he couldn't find peace in his heart. Not only did they look down on Chen Tian's family, they even humiliated his parents and little sister. Chen Tian making them kneel here for 3 days and 3 nights. Long Renjie couldn't help but curse loudly. Forget it, it doesn't matter. This Chen Tian is not that Chen Tian. In 7 days, when you young Master Long find that bastard Chen Tian in the first level war zone and kill him with your own hands, the stones in our hearts will finally— Li Gang's eyes flickered with a venomous glint. Rest assured, 7 days from now that brat Chen Tian will surely die. If it weren't for the protection mechanism of the Lord's space, there'd be no need to wait 7 days. Head die today? Long Renjie sneered coldly. Then let me congratulate you in advance, young Master Long, on thoroughly eliminating your greatest worry. Li Gang smiled in satisfaction. Wrong. That brat Chen Tian is nothing to worry about. He doesn't deserve it. Don't forget he's just trash with grade territory and zombie troops and nobody. In 7 days his troops won't even reach 100. But me? I not only have grade territory and immortal cultivation troops, but I also lack nothing except money. In 7 days my troops will break through 10,000. When that time comes, killing him will be no different from slaughtering a chicken. Compared to me, he's nothing but a piece of shit. Long Renjie boasted with full confidence. Huh, exactly. Li Gang nodded vigorously in agreement. Chen Tian, first place on the global newbie Lord Top 100. What a coincidence. Could it be the same person? Impossible. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. That guy clearly has the worst grade territory and the lowest zombie troops. How could he possibly have first charged straight to 9th place on the global newbie Lord Top 100 and then directly claimed first place? This is utterly impossible. Yes, it's impossible. It's just a coincidence that their names are exactly the same. Inside a boudoir filled with a maiden's fragrance, a series of startled cries rang out. It was none other than Mu Peiyao. She too had just seen the news of the global newbie Lord Top 100. A newbie lord named Chen Tian had first charged straight to 9th place, and then directly topped the first place. It startled her. At first she couldn't help but instinctively think this Chen Tian was the one she knew. But reason told her it absolutely couldn't be the same person. That guy's name coinciding with this mysterious prodigy who suddenly appeared. What a coincidence. But despite sharing the same name, their talents are worlds apart. Mu Peiyao couldn't help but sigh. Then she shook her head and dismissed the matter. As if recalling something unpleasant, a look of intense disgust and anger flashed across her pretty face. Damn that Long Renjie. So what if he awakened in Scrade territory and immortal cultivation troops? How dare he boast that hell win the national newbie lord competition in half a month and then propose to me publicly? You're not worthy. Mu Peiyao gritted her teeth in rage. She wished she could kill Long Renjie with her own hands. Her best friend since childhood was toyed with and killed by Long Renjie. Not only did he face no punishment, but he even dared to dream of marrying her. It was utterly monstrous. Mu Peiyao would never accept it. Chen Tian, in 7 days that scumbag Long Renjie will definitely try to kill you in the first level war zone. I hope you can bring me good news then. Use that biochemical high-explosive grenade to blow him to bits. Mu Peiyao clenched her fists, silently praying that Chen Tian would succeed. At the same time, Chen Tian's rise to first place on the global newbie lord top 100 stirred up a global storm, drawing countless eyes. Quick, find out who this Chen Tian is by any means and gather all information about him. TSK, first place on the global newbie lord top 100. Another prodigy has emerged. Baka, the name Chen Tian is clearly not from our great empire. Could it be another prodigy from that eastern power? Why? Damn it all. Aish, this prodigy Chen Tian is definitely from our country Sminada. Hehe. Fuck. The East has someone topping the global newbie lord top 100 again. This is bad for the West's development. At that moment, the entire world was shaken. On various forums, social media, and video apps everywhere was buzzing with topics about Chen Tian. The heat was unparalleled. Trivial celebrity gossip was pushed into invisible corners. Only news about Chen Tian dominated the headlines. Everyone was incredibly curious, who exactly is Chen Tian? Which country's prodigy is he? What grade of territory did he awaken, and what troops does he have? Unfortunately, the global newbie lord top 100 only shows the names of those on the list. No other information is provided. Even the Lord Space Tower couldn't find any other information through the Lord Space Tower. All their probing permissions regarding the tower had completely failed. They couldn't peer into Chen Tian's territory and troop details through the tower, including his specific situation in the newbie lord training ground. This was naturally due to Chen Tian wearing the Supreme War Ring. Its special ability, ignoring detection, rendered all probing useless, revealing no information. Thus, countless people exhausted themselves in vain. They could find nothing beyond the name about this global top-ranked newbie lord. Of course, many decided to start with the name, but when they saw Chen Tian's grade territory and zombie troops, they directly ruled him out. In the end, they could search until death and never find him. He was completely untraceable. No way around it. No one could ever imagine that Chen Tian, with only grade territory and zombie troops, was the same Chen Tian who topped the global newbie lord top in the Dragon Kingdom. Within the Imperial City, at the Central Hall, by a pond in a classical garden, an elder with an immortal aura was fishing. Behind him stood a group of imposing figures. If any ordinary citizen of the Dragon Kingdom were present, they would instantly recognize them as the nation's leader. Every single one of them treated the elder with utmost reverence. It was easy to imagine just how formidable the elder's status must be. You've come to ask if that Chen Tian who suddenly claimed the top spot on the global newbie lord leaderboard is indeed a newbie lord from our Dragon Kingdom, am I right? Soon a fish took the bait. The elder chuckled, lifted his rod, and reeled it in. He turned and asked, "Yes, Elder Mo. Please enlighten us, Elder Mo. You are the only one in our Dragon Kingdom who has broken through the 10th tier lord shackles and reached the demigod realm. Only you can confirm this. Yes, we implore you to use your divine power to determine which nation's prodigy Chen Tian is. The Centennial 100 Worlds Newbie Lord Tournament will officially begin in 100 days. Our Dragon Kingdom has only 3 slots. 2 have already been decided, but we have yet to find a suitable candidate for the last one. If Chen Tian is a prodigy of our Dragon Kingdom, then the final candidate is secured. Then we can use all our resources to find him, train him with full effort, and let him achieve great results for our Dragon Kingdom in the tournament." The leaders all smiled. Your thoughts are quite good." The elder stroked his beard and nodded slightly. "However, unfortunately, before you arrived, I had already tried to communicate with the Lord Space Tower to probe that young lad's information. Regrettably, aside from his name, I found nothing." "Oh, is that so? Very well." Everyone couldn't help but feel disappointed. Elder Mo was the only one in the Dragon Kingdom who had broken through the 10th tier Lord shackles to reach the demigod realm. It would not be an exaggeration to call him the strongest in the Dragon Kingdom. If even he couldn't probe, then no one else could. It seemed there was no way to confirm it, just as the leaders were reluctantly about to give up. "Don't be disheartened. Though I cannot confirm if he is from the Dragon Kingdom, I have used divination to observe that our nation's fortune is suddenly surging like a geyser. This is a great omen indicating that our Dragon Kingdom is about to enter an era of soaring ascent. Even if Chen Tian on the global newbie Lord leaderboard isn't from our Dragon Kingdom, don't be disappointed. Our Dragon Kingdom already has an extraordinary prodigy emerging. The nation's fortune never lies. The elder smiled faintly. A surge in national soaring ascent. An extraordinary prodigy. Wonderful. This is truly wonderful. All the leaders were overjoyed. Elder Mo, do you have any other discoveries about our Dragon Kingdom's extraordinary prodigy? According to the feedback from my divination, he will appear at the National Newbie Lord Tournament in half a month. Elder Mo continued with a smile. At that time he will overwhelm everyone, and it will be only fitting to grant him the last slot for the 100 Worlds Newbie Lord Tournament. Thank you for your guidance, Elder Mo. All the leaders voiced their agreement. Moments later they took their leave. Elder Mo's brow furrowed slightly. Strange. Truly strange. It's not as if I haven't communicated with the Lord Space Tower to probe the information of younger generations before. Usually I can find everything at once with nothing hidden. But this Chen Tian's information, I can't see a single thing. How peculiar. Elder Mo expressed his bewilderment. He simply couldn't figure out what was happening. Naturally this was because Chen Tian wore the Supreme Battle Ring, its special ability, ignoring all probing, being immune to all detection, and revealing no information whatsoever. Even someone like Elder Mo, who had broken through the 10th tier Lord shackles to reach the demigod realm, was no exception. And there's something even stranger. Elder Mo's lips twitched slightly. According to the feedback from my divination, that mysterious prodigy who suddenly appeared and caused the Dragon Kingdom's fortune to apparently has both territory and troop type of the absolute lowest grade. This is truly a first in my long life. Could it be that this prodigy, relying on the lowest grade territory and troops, can cause the fortune of our mighty Dragon Kingdom to surge and reach a soaring and then overwhelm everyone at the National Newbie Lord Tournament in half a month? This defies all logic. Elder Mo was utterly baffled. He also couldn't fathom why this was happening. Could it be that my divination art is flawed and I divined incorrectly? Impossible. I performed the divination 3 times in a row and the result was the same each time. It cannot be wrong. The anomaly in the national fortune was indeed caused by that mysterious prodigy. His territory and troops are indeed the lowest grade. The divination also shows that he will indeed overwhelm all his opponents in the tournament. But, with his territory and troops, how could he possibly accomplish these things? This is a truly colossal mystery. At that moment Elder Mo felt he had never been so perplexed in his entire life. His mind was filled with nothing but question marks. He simply couldn't understand how this could be. There was no reasonable explanation at all. Forget it, I won't dwell on it. The mystery will be unveiled in half a month. By then we should be able to find out why. Elder Mo shook his head with a wry smile and continued fishing. Chen Tian had no idea that his mere ascension to the top of the global newbie Lord leaderboard had not only shaken the entire world, but had also alarmed the central leaders, and even left Elder Mo the only one in the Dragon Kingdom to break through the 10th tier Lord shackles and reach the demigod realm, deeply perplexed because of him. At this moment Chen Tian had already used all 3 newbie Lord training area VIP tickets. Thus he had conducted 6 newbie Lord training sessions today, 3 more than any other newbie Lord. For these 3 sessions, Chen Tian again chose to battle virtual lords at the held difficulty level. With Chen Tian obtaining the Supreme Battle Ring and having the Advanced Sun Fragment in his territory, his overall strength was more than double what it had been. In these 3 sessions Chen Tian was able to dominate from start to finish, and he did so with ease. For the rewards of these 3 completions, he again received 3 common troop ration exchange vouchers, 3 basic territory expansion vouchers, and 3 newbie Lord training area entry tickets each. As before, Chen Tian only amplified the first 2 items. He continued to save the newbie Lord training area entry tickets to sell for money. Then, the fresh blood rations favored by the zombie troops in Chen Tian's territory increased by another 450 kilograms, and his territory area expanded by 900 square meters. I've accumulated a total of 15 newbie Lord training area entry tickets. According to the Lord Space Tower Association's price, each ticket is worth 10 million Lord coins. That adds up to a staggering 150 million Lord coins. I can buy a whole lot of first-tier troop summon cards now. Chen Tian couldn't help but grin. Then he headed straight for the trading hall of the Lord Space Tower. Excuse me, sir. The trading hall of the Lord Space Tower Association does indeed buy back novice Lord training area entry tickets. However, the price is only 9 million Lord coins per ticket. Inside the trading hall, Chen Tian found a staff member and stated his purpose. The staff member immediately quoted the price. Why only 9 million? Don't you sell them for 10 million each? Chen Tian frowned. Sir, you see, the Lord Space Tower Association also needs to make a profit. I hope you can understand. Moreover, only our Lord Space Tower Association has the right to buy back novice Lord training area entry tickets. Selling them to others is illegal. The staff member smiled. Fine, your association is really shady. Chen Tian pursed his lips. Then he handed the 15 novice lord training area entry tickets to the staff member. Sell them all. Very well, sir. Please wait a moment, I will settle the account for you right away. The staff member promptly put away the 15 tickets. After a series of operations, he handed Chen Tian a card made of pure gold. Engraved on it was a Lord Space Tower. Sir, this is a Lord Gold card issued by our association. Only wealthy lords with assets exceeding 100 million Lord coins are eligible to hold it. You have sold 15 novice Lord training area entry tickets totaling 135 million Lord coins. The entire sum has been deposited into this gold. By the way, sir, with this gold card, you will be eligible to participate in the Novice Lord auction hosted by our Prefecture City Lords Space Tower Association in 3 days. The venue is right here. The staff member said respectfully with a smile. Novice Lord auction. All right, I understand. Chen Tian nodded. He made a mental note. The Novice Lord auction often featured many rare and valuable items. It was not to be missed. It seems I can't spend this money recklessly. Chen Tian murmured to himself. Otherwise, even if he found something good at the auction in 3 days, he might not be able to afford it. And Gray territory can only summon a maximum of 100 troops per day. I've already summoned 20 today, so I'll buy another 80 first-tier units. He'll save the rest of the money. Chen Tian thought for a moment and formed a plan. He then purchased 80 first-tier unit summoning cards from the staff member. Each first-tier unit summoning card cost 1 million Lord coins. Out of his 135 million Lord coins, he spent a full 80 million. He had 55 million left. Use them all. Immediately, 80 ordinary first-tier zombie units appeared in Chen Tian's territory. Ding! Detected 80 zombie units within the host's territory available for amplification. Initiate Hundredfold amplification. Yes. Chen Tian naturally didn't refuse and agreed directly. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 23rd tier swift zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 23rd tier power zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 15 third tier shield zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 10 third tier 2-headed hound zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 5 third tier giant cockroach zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 3 third tier Mahjani zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 2 third-tier, tri-cornered leaker zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 2 third-tier licker zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 2 third-tier gravedigger zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 1 third-tier tyrant zombie. Holy crap! Lickers. Gravediggers. A tyrant. Chen Tian's eyes lit up intensely. This wave had yielded 3 new types of special zombie units, all of which were notorious heavyweights among the zombie ranks. Licker Zombie, a horrifying skinless monster with long claws and an exposed brain. It drags a tumter-long tongue as it moves, possessing excellent leaping power and explosive force. It has no sight but extraordinarily acute hearing, making its combat ability extremely outstanding. Gravedigger Zombie, a fearsome unit capable of fighting underground. Originally a highly toxic arthropod, after being infected by the zombie virus, it mutated into an irregularly shaped abomination, making its venom even more terrible. It prefers to live underground, launching surprise attacks by burrowing up from beneath, injuring enemies with potent toxins, and possessing a terrifying blood-sucking ability. Tyrant Zombie, the absolute king among zombie units, possessing a massive physique and exceptionally developed muscles. Its defense, strength, vitality, and combat power are immense. Beneath its terrifying exterior lie hidden mysterious killing techniques. Each Tyrant Zombie unit possesses unique, fearsome abilities. It is said that when an enemy hears its heavy thump, 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 footsteps, death is not far away. Awesome. After reading the introductions for the Licker Gravedigger and Tyrant Zombies, Chen Tian was extremely excited. He quickly looked inward at his territory to behold their presence. They're really damn scary. Even Chen Tian, their lord, felt a creeping sense of dread. Their appearances were simply too ferocious. The Tyrant Zombie in particular exuded an intense pressure. All the zombie units in the territory seemed to defer to it. Truly the absolute king among... After this wave, the Hell-level virtual lords and the Novice Lord training ground are definitely even less of a threat. Chen Tian said with a faint smile. Even without these 80 zombie units, Chen Tian could already crush the Hell-level virtual lords in the training ground. Now with 80 more zombie units. Especially with heavy hitters and aces like the Licker's Gravediggers, and the Tyrant, Chen Tian's strength had increased several times over. The Hell-level virtual lords in the training ground were surely even more insignificant now. Long Renjie, in 7 days you will meet your end. A ruthless expression flashed across Chen Tian's face. It had only been a few hours since Chen Tian awakened his territory. His strength had already undergone earth-shattering changes. Even if Long Renjie had inscribed territory and cultivation units. Even if he was a wealthy second-generation heir, his growth rate could never match Chen Tian's, who possessed the Hundredfold amplification system. At the very least, Chen Tian could obtain third-tier units, which Long Renjie absolutely could not. Therefore, in 7 days, Chen Tian was fully confident he could kill Long Renjie and avenge himself. Right, the Mahjani zombies can use firearms. I must arrange that. I have 4 Mahjani zombies. What weapon should I buy for them? Chen Tian thought for a moment and quickly had an idea. He then found a staff member. Give me 4 Gatling guns. No. 5. Yes, sir. Please wait a moment. Soon the staff brought 5 items similar to the first-tier unit summoning card. Sir, these are 5 standard enchanted Gatling gun manifestation cards priced at 1 million Lord coins each. Our Lord Space Tower Association only carries this type of Gatling gun. After use, you can manifest Gatling guns within your territory, the staff explained. All right, let's proceed with the transfer. Chen Tian took out his Lord Gold card and completed the payment. He then used the 5 Gatling gun manifestation cards. Within his territory, 5 standard Gatling guns materialized. Standard enchanted Gatling gun, a rotary cannon with 5 barrels capable of firing 100 standard rounds per minute with a lifespan of 100 million rounds. Note, an enchanted thermal weapon that requires no ammunition reloading if it will auto-destruct upon reaching its lifespan limit. 1,000 rounds per minute, a lifespan of 100 million rounds. Not bad. Now what about after an enhancement? Chen Tian nodded and instructed the system to amplify. Ding. Enhancement successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 5 advanced modified Gatling guns. Advanced modified Gatling gun, a rotary cannon with 99 barrels capable of firing 100 armor-piercing concussion rounds per minute with a lifespan of 10 billion rounds. Note, an enchanted thermal weapon that requires no ammunition reloading if it will auto-destruct upon reaching its lifespan limit. Holy crap. 100,000 rounds per minute and armor-piercing concussion rounds at that. Who could withstand this? Chen Tian felt a jolt of shock. With 4 Mahjani zombies armed with the advanced modified Gatling gun, their combat power might not be inferior to that of tyrant zombies. Chen Tian couldn't help but grin. The overall strength of his zombie units had improved considerably. As for the extra advanced modified Gatling gun, it was naturally reserved for Chen Tian himself. He'll thoroughly test their power tomorrow at the training ground, Chen Tian said with eager anticipation. It's almost noon, time to head home. Chen Tian checked the time. From awakening his territory this morning until now, it had unknowingly approached noon. If I don't go back soon, Mom, Dad, and my little sister will surely be worried. Chen Tian's parents and sister were of course the original family of this world. Chen Tian had lost his parents at a very young age on Earth. He had rarely experienced paternal or maternal love growing up. But after transmigrating to this world for over half a year, his new parents had showered him with boundless care and affection. Chen Tian had fully embraced the warmth of parental love and now regarded them and his sister as his true family. It felt perfectly natural. Still, today is a special day. It wouldn't feel right to go back empty-handed. Chen Tian's parents in their youth had awakened territories and units of poor quality. With no room for development, they had ended up as wage earners. Working hard, they could barely scrape by to support the family. Struggling at the bottom of this world. In the eyes of neighbors and relatives, they were virtually invisible. His parents' greatest dream was for Chen Tian and his sister to awaken high-grade territories and units. To make the family proud. Initially, Chen Tian had indeed achieved that, but it was stolen by Long Renjie and Li Gang. His grade territory and cultivation units were reduced to grade territory and zombie units. Fortunately, Chen Tian had bound the Hundredfold amplification system. Not only did he gain hope for revenge, but he also soared to the top of the global new Lord rank. The future looked bright. As the saying goes, men live for pride and Buddhas live for incense. Today I'll make sure Mom, Dad, and my little sister enjoy a moment of glory. Chen Tian murmured to himself. He glanced at the balance on his Lord Gold card, 50 million Lord coins. The new Lord auction is in 3 days. Even if I just sell new Lord training ground entry tickets these few days, I can earn several hundred million. He'll spend these 50 million first. Chen Tian abandoned his earlier plan to save money for the auction. Then, Chen Tian went to the vehicle section of the trading hall. He found a staff member. What price range are your vehicles, and are the varieties comprehensive? This world, though a parallel version of Earth with identical historical maps, had given rise to all sorts of fantastical items due to the diverse units awakened. For instance, vehicles included types like immortal, cultivation, magic, mythical beast, and mech. Sir, all vehicles from our Lord Space Tower Association are premium high-end products. We have every type with prices ranging from 1 million to 1 billion Lord. Which kind do you need? Asked the young, beautiful female vehicle salesperson with a smile. I want. For vehicles each priced at 10 million. Chen Tian currently only had 50 million lord coins. One for each of his parents, his sister, and himself, would total 40 million. Also exchange 10 million in cash for me. This last 10 million would be pocket money for his parents and sister. Gasp. Yes, sir. The beautiful vehicle salesperson couldn't help but gasp sharply. The young man before her appeared to be only 17 or 18. Dressed plainly. Yet he was so lavish. Indeed, true wealthy heirs were always low-key. She immediately took him for a discreet, rich young master. Then with utmost respect she asked, "Sir, what specific types of 10 million level vehicles do you need?" One immortal cultivation flying sword vehicle. One botanical flower vehicle. One magic flying carpet vehicle. And one tech supercar. Chen Tian thought for a moment and gave his instructions. Having been in this world for over half a year, he had noticed that his father Chen Yihai often browsed news about immortal cultivation flying sword vehicles. His mother Lilan couldn't help but stare at botanical flower vehicles on the street. His little sister Chen Miao Miao had more than once dreamed aloud to Chen Tian about buying herself a magic flying carpet vehicle when she grew up. But now she didn't need to wait until she grew up. Chen Tian, based on his parents' and sister's preferences, arranged everything for them. As for the tech supercar, that was naturally for himself. As a man originally from Earth, he harbored an indelible special passion. Soon, the beautiful salesperson brought 4 10 million level vehicle manifestation cards as requested, along with a full 10 million in cash. Chen Tian stored the cash in his territory, completed the payment, and bought some additional gifts for his parents and sister in the trading hall before finally stepping out of the Lord Space Tower. Ding! Enhancement successful. Your 10 million level tech supercar manifestation card has been upgraded to 1 billion level tech supercar manifestation. 1 billion level tech supercar manifestation card. Upon activation, you will receive a 1 billion level tech supercar usable in both the real world and your territory. Activate. Boom. On the empty street before Chen Tian, a dazzling wild futuristic supercar materialized, instantly drawing a crowd of onlookers. A gasp, confirmed with a glance. This is the world's most premium technological supercar, the Supreme Phantom, priced at 1 billion Lord coins each. Holy crap. 1 billion Lord coins for one. That's insanely expensive. A hidden tycoon appears. This ride is stunningly cool. Hey there, handsome, let's get to know each other. Date. Handsome, hey, race my number, you must call me. Handsome, can you give me a ride? I'm going your way no matter where you go. The scene instantly erupted in a chorus of exclamations. Many girls even tried to ingratiate themselves with Chen Tian, dropping heavy hints. Chen Tian naturally ignored them. Soon he sped away in his car. In the state capital Qingxi district, built 30 years ago, it had now become dilapidated, yet it still housed tens of thousands of residents. Today the district's main entrance was exceptionally lively, packed with residents. People could occasionally see brand new cars driving into the district. Each vehicle drew waves of admiration. The cheapest among them cost at least 1,000 Lord coins, and occasionally one could spot cars worth millions or even more. Every car signified that its owner had awakened a decent territory or troop type, earning a free vehicle reward from the state. This was a welfare benefit provided by the Dragon Kingdom to its citizens. As long as one awakened a decent territory or troop type, they could receive a free car. The higher the grade of the territory or troop type, the more valuable the car one could claim. Of course, for poor territories and troop types, for instance, grade or a grade territories were out of the question. Suddenly, a high-end tech SUV with a G emblem drove over. The crowd erupted. My God, a tech SUV with the G emblem. The cheapest costs 5 million Lord coins. Whose kid got that? Impressive. Impressive. That's not just impressive, it's super impressive. This is the first genius in our district to bring back a car worth over 5 million. It's old Li's son Li Yud. Wow. Old Li and his wife have really made a name for themselves now. They raised a fine son. Praise and envy filled the air. Suddenly Chen Tian's parents, Chen Yihai and Li Lan, along with his younger sister Chen Miao Miao, turned pale. Li Yud was the son of the neighbors living upstairs from Chen Tian's family. This family almost daily played basketball and jumped rope at home, plaguing Chen Tian's household, leaving them no peace. Chen Tian, his parents and sister, had often confronted them, but to no avail. The more they argued, the worse the family became. Because of this, the two families were on bad terms. Now Li Yud had driven back a car worth over 5 million, suggesting his awakened territory and troop type were extraordinary. This family will surely become even more arrogant. Chen Yihai, Li Lan, and Chen Miao Miao felt a mix of emotions. Glancing at the time, it was nearly noon, and Chen Tian had yet to return. They immediately suspected a possibility. Chen Tian's results must have been poor. With so many people at the district entrance, he was too embarrassed to come back yet. Every year, new lords with poor results who couldn't claim a car did the same. They would sneak back only after the crowd dispersed. Let's go home. Chen Yihai and Li Lan looked dejected. Mom, Dad, it's okay. Even if my brother didn't do well, there's still me. Chen Miao Miao lifted her head and said earnestly. She was 16 years old now. In 2 more years, she would awaken her territory. MMR Miao Miao is so wonderful, she'll definitely awaken great results. Chen Yihai and Li Lan forced a smile. Then the family of 3 prepared to head home. Just then the tech SUV with the G emblem blocked their path. The window rolled down, revealing the mocking smiles of Li Yud and his parents. Oh, isn't this our good neighbor from downstairs? Looks like your son hasn't driven anything back yet. Can't wait any longer. Look at our son. He accidentally drove back a 5 million car. He's brought us so much pride. Your son hasn't come back yet. I'm afraid he really can't bring anything back. No wonder you can't wait. If our son were like that, we couldn't wait either. It's too shameful. But don't be too sad. After all, there are plenty of useless people in this world, and your son happens to be one of them. You'll get used to it. Li Yud's parents sneered with insincere smiles. Chen Yihai and Li Lan's faces turned stark white. Have you eaten too much crap? Stop spewing nonsense in front of us. Get lost. The couple was furious and immediately retorted without restraint. But their words seemed feeble. Shut up. You shut up. My brother is not useless. Chen Miao Miao also lashed out at them. Haha. Chen Miao Miao, are you sure your brother Chen Tian isn't useless? Li Yud laughed arrogantly, his face full of pride. Your brother and I are both at the 9th State City High School. I know exactly what he awakened. Do you want to know? Shut up. I don't want to hear it from you. Chen Miao Miao put her hands on her hips, her little face puffed with anger. You don't want me to say it, but I will. I want everyone to know exactly what kind of person your brother is. Li Yud was extremely pleased with himself. Then he turned to the onlookers and said with a smirk, Neighbors, don't you all want to know Chen Tian's results? Yes. Tell us quickly. Haha, that kid hasn't come back yet. His results must be terrible. What a joke. Even if his results are bad, he still has to come home, right? Does staying away avoid the shame? Huh. The crowd burst into laughter. These bastards. At that moment, Chen Tian's parents and sister felt utterly miserable. Chen Tian only awakened in 5th grade territory and a sewer zombie troop type. He's the only 5th grade in our school this year, a complete loser. As for me, Li Yud, I awakened a grade territory and a mecha troop type with limitless potential. Li Yud announced loudly, his grin almost splitting. What a F grade. In an instant, Chen Tian's parents and sister looked utterly devastated. Just then, a car worth 1 billion Lord coins, the world's top-tier technological supercar, the Supreme Phantom, slowly drove over. Rumble, rumble. The deep, heavy roar of the engine instantly drew everyone's attention. This is the Supreme Phantom, the world's top-tier technological supercar. Holy crap, the Supreme Phantom. This is the most powerful tech supercar worth 1 billion Lord coins. What a worth 1 billion Lord coins. My God, that's insane. No wonder it looks infinitely more impressive than Li Yud's 5 million. Heavens, how could such a magnificent vehicle be driving into our neighborhood? Could it be that someone's child awakened with such outstanding results that they received this? Damn, wouldn't that mean he's about to reach the skies? At the entrance of the neighborhood, a wave of exclamations erupted. Everyone's gaze was drawn to the Supreme Phantom. Their faces were etched with the deepest envy. A billion-level vehicle was something they dared not even dream of in their lifetimes. How can this be? How did this happen? The Li Yud family could no longer show off. Li Yud in particular felt as though he had swallowed something foul. He had originally managed to acquire a brand tech SUV worth 5 million Lord coins, making him the most dazzling figure in the neighborhood. But now with the arrival of the Supreme Phantom, he was reduced to nothing. Even his exposure of Chen Tian as a mere 5th grade territory and zombie soldier waste had not yielded any results he desired. Not a single person mocked Chen Tian. The next moment, the Supreme Phantom came to a steady halt. The door opened. A handsome young man with sharp eyebrows and bright eyes appeared before everyone. Naturally, it was Chen Tian. Click. The scene froze as if time had stopped. Silence descended instantly. Everyone's mouth formed and their faces filled with disbelief. But soon everyone snapped out of it. The crowd erupted once more. Heavens, it's Chen Tian. It's actually Chen Tian. Chen Tian drove back a billion-level vehicle. Old Chen's family is about to turn their fortunes around. Yes, they've produced a dragon in their family. Old Li's family was just mocking Chen Tian's family, but now Chen Tian has driven back a billion-level vehicle. Their faces must be swollen from the slap. Oof, they're nothing but petty people with snobbish eyes. Especially that Li Yud, who claimed Chen Tian only awakened in 5th grade territory. He's talking nonsense. That guy must be spouting nonsense. If Chen Tian had only awakened in 5th grade territory, how could he drive back a billion-level vehicle? Tisk tisk, Chen Tian's talent must be truly extraordinary. Oh, I remember now. The top prodigy on the global newcomer Lord Top 100 list is named Chen Tian. Could it be old Chen's son? Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. It's very possible. Otherwise, how could he drive back a billion-level vehicle? Hiss. Does that mean our rundown little neighborhood has produced the world's #1 prodigy? The residents of the neighborhood could no longer remain calm at this moment, especially after realizing that the top name on the global newcomer Lord Top 100 list was also Chen Tian. Their inner shock and awe were uncontrollable. Chen Tian, how can it be you? Impossible. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. When they saw that the owner of the Supreme Phantom was Chen Tian, the 3 members of the Li Yud family all trembled with fear. They simply could not accept this reality. Their hearts were filled with terror. When they heard everyone speculating that the mysterious top prodigy on the global newcomer Lord Top 100 list might be Chen Tian, they nearly fainted from fright. Oddly enough, at this moment, there were others who were also on the verge of fainting. It wasn't just the Li Yud family of 3. It also included Chen Tian's parents Chen Yihai and Li Lan and his younger sister Chen Miao. However, they were fainting from happiness. Old man, let me pinch you. If it hurts, then it's not a dream. With that, Chen Tian's mother Li Lan pinched a piece of flesh on Chen Yihai's waist and twisted. Hiss. It hurts. It hurts. It's real. It's real. Not a dream. Chen Tian's father Chen Yihai quickly said. Mom, dad, little sister, I'm back. Chen Tian shook his head with a wry smile. Bro, you're amazing. From now on, you're my idol. Little sister Chen Miao immediately rushed to the front of the Supreme Phantom. She touched here and scratched there, turning into a curious child. Chen Tian's parents Chen Yihai and Li Lan also came over. The old couple gazed deeply. The pride on their faces was impossible to hide. Xiao Tian, you did well. 1,000 words when they reached their lips were reduced to just a few simple ones. Mom, dad, little sister, I bought each of you a gift. I was planning to give them to you at home. Since we met here, I'll give them now. As Chen Tian spoke, he took out 3 manifestation cards for million-level vehicles. According to his parents' and sister's preferences, he handed them to them. Mom, dad, little sister, just activate them and you'll know what the gifts are. Chen Tian smiled. Okay. His parents and sister quickly activated all 3 million-level vehicle manifestation cards. Instantly before his father Chen Yihai appeared a flying sword vehicle of the immortal cultivation system, shimmering with spiritual light. Before his mother Li Lan appeared a flower vehicle of the plant system, blooming with clusters of blossoms and fragrant with floral scents. And before Chen Tian's little sister Chen Miao appeared a magic carpet vehicle of the magical system. It exuded a mystical aura. All were million-level. All the neighborhood residents swallowed hard. Their eyes were wide with envy. Xiao Tian, this gift is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Father Chen Yihai and Mother Li Lan immediately beamed, with joy, their smiles uncontainable. Bro, I love you. Little sister Chen Miao shouted, and quickly jumped onto the magic carpet vehicle. She flew around at the neighborhood entrance, her little face flushed with excitement, like a ripe apple. At this moment, Chen Tian's 3 closest family members were filled with ultimate happiness. They became the envy of every resident in the neighborhood. If only our family had someone like Chen Tian. All the residents felt a mix of emotions. After a moment, Chen Tian's family of 4 left to go home. At the entrance, bursts of exclamation erupted. When one person achieves greatness, all those around him rise. Old Chen's family will become a noble family that none of us can ever look down on. If I had known that young man Chen Tian would become so successful, I would have definitely offered my daughter to be his girlfriend. Can't we still do that now? Huh. He drives a billion-level vehicle and even gives his family million-level ones. Do you think he would still be interested in my daughter? That's true. So the Li Yud family can't strut around anymore, can they? With just one word from Chen Tian, the whole family had to kneel at the gate for 3 days and 3 nights without getting up. Tisk, how shameful and pitiful. They deserve it. So what if they drove a 5 million luxury car? What's so great about that? Not only did they look down on Chen Tian's family, they even humiliated his parents and little sister. Chen Tian making them kneel here for 3 days and 3 nights is their own fault. Not only did they look down on Chen Tian's family, they even humiliated his parents and little sister. Chen Tian. At the same time, many people at the scene kept pointing at the Li Yud family, gloating over their misfortune. As they said at that moment, the Li Yud family of 3 knelt on the ground, unable to lift their heads. It was all because before Chen Tian left, he left behind a single sentence. Li Yud, if you don't want to die in the first level war zone of the Lord's space 7 days from now, then kneel here with your parents for 3 days and 3 nights. The Li Yud family of 3 immediately knelt. They didn't dare utter a single word, nor did they doubt the weight of Chen Tian's words. There was no choice. First, Chen Tian was highly likely the unparalleled prodigy who topped the global newbie Lord Top 100. They simply couldn't even if he wasn't given Chen Tian's ability to afford a billion-level vehicle and give each family member a 10 million-level vehicle. He could easily kill Li Yud when the newbie Lord protection period ended 7 days later. Thus, the Li Yud family of 3 had no choice but to kneel obediently, their arrogance completely crushed. That damn Chen Tian, his territory is clearly just grade with zombie troops. How could he possibly be the top prodigy on the global newbie Lord top? And what about his vehicle? Even if he sold the beginner Lord potential pill, he swindled from young Master Long, and his first tier troop summoning card had have at most over 100 million Lord coins. Where did he get the money to buy a billion level vehicle and 3 10 million level ones for his family? How did he do it? At that moment, Li Yu's mind was full of questions, and he felt utterly miserable. Unfortunately, he would never figure out the answers to these questions. He could only follow Chen Tian's orders and kneel there with his parents humiliated beyond measure. Bro, you were so awesome just now. The Li Yu family has bullied us for years, and making them kneel at our gate felt amazing. At home, his little sister, Chen Miao Miao, waved her arms excitedly, her eyes full of admiration for Chen Tian. You rascal, stop pestering your brother and go do your father. Chen Yihai and Mother Li Lan smiled. They didn't oppose Chen Tian's actions at all, feeling immensely satisfied. Their family had suffered from the Li Yu family's noise for years, and now they could finally vent their anger. Xiao Tian, you've made us so proud today. The couple looked closely at Chen Tian, feeling as if their dream of their son becoming a dragon had come true. It was incredibly blissful. But Li Yu said your territory is only F grade. Is that true? Yes, my territory is indeed F grade. Chen Tian smiled. Haha, Mom and Dad, don't be upset. Even though it's F grade, my territory is special and won't be inferior to anyone else's. Seeing his parents' faces darken at the mention of F grade, Chen Tian smiled again to comfort them. The Hundredfold amplification system was too shocking to reveal. It was his greatest secret, so he had to tell a half-truth. His parents' expressions improved. Then they asked, Xiao Tian, is that mysterious prodigy who suddenly topped the global newbie Lord top 100 today really? As they spoke, they stared intently at Chen Tian, their faces tense with anticipation. Even Chen Miao Miao, pretending to do homework, perked up her ears. It's me. Chen Tian thought for a moment and decided to tell the truth. Huh. Good son. Xiao Tian, you're amazing. The couple burst into laughter. Bro, you're awesome. You truly are my big brother. Chen Miao Miao. You've earned this little sister's approval. Chen Miao Miao added with a mature tone. Mom, Dad, little sis, even though it's me, fame brings trouble. Keep it to yourselves. If anyone asks, never admit it. People's hearts are unpredictable. Topping the global newbie Lord top 100 has already entangled me in many things. You must not be careless. Of course, once I'm strong enough to ignore the rules, you won't need to keep it a secret anymore. Chen Tian gave a solemn warning. Xiao Tian, you're right. Rest assured, we'll keep it absolutely confidential. Both parents nodded. Then they looked at Chen Miao Miao together. Mom, Dad, bro, I won't say a word either. Chen Miao Miao quickly promised. Afterward, Father Chen Yihai and Mother Li Lan busied themselves in the kitchen cooking a feast. The whole family enjoyed a joyful meal together. Chen Tian took out 10 million Lord coins in cash from his territory. Mom, Dad, little sis, from now on this money is your allowance. Yay? Long live big brother. Chen Miao Miao cheered. Well, Xiao Tian, you've truly become outstanding. Father Chen Yihai and Mother Li Lan praised him endlessly, their faces full of pride. Lon, in about half a month it'll be the 50th anniversary of my father-in-law and mother-in-law's wedding, as well as their 70th birthdays. 10 years ago, when we attended their 40th anniversary and 60th birthday, I became the laughingstock of the Li family. Even you, a daughter of the Li family, were forbidden from setting foot in the Li house for 10 years. A few days ago, they invited us again. I didn't want to go, but now I've changed my mind. This time, not only will we go, but we must reclaim all the dignity we lost. In the master bedroom, Father Chen Yihai clenched his fists, a flash of anger crossing his face. Alas, back then my elder brothers were truly too harsh. Li Lan sighed deeply. Then her gaze turned sharp. But now our son is the unparalleled prodigy who tops the global newbie Lord top 100. The humiliation of those years must be repaid with interest. Night. At midnight, the alarm clock rang. Chen Tian opened his eyes. The rewards for being ranked first on the global newcomer Lord leaderboard are about to be distributed. Chen Tian murmured. Sure enough, a series of notifications appeared on his personal Lord information interface. Congratulations on your total performance in the Newcomer Lord training ground yesterday, ranking first on the global Newcomer Lord leaderboard. You have received the following rewards. 1. Tier 1 Troop Summon Card X102. Primary Territory Source Power Crystal X13. Random Ruler Troop will Fragment Card X1 Primary Territory Source Power Crystal. After use, it can slightly enhance the territory's grade. Random Ruler Troop will Fragment Card. After use, it can obtain fragments of the ruler troops, while enhancing the troops' ruler will and evolving them into ruler troops, greatly increasing their strength, with random types and quantities ranging from 10 to 100. This truly is the reward for being first on the global Newcomer Lord leaderboard. It's incredibly powerful. It's really impressive. Chen Tian said with a sense of satisfaction. The market price for a Tier 1 Troop Summon card is 1 million Lord coins each. 100 cards amount to a total of 100 million. His current territory grade is F. He can summon a maximum of 100 troops per day. 100 Tier 1 troop summon cards are just enough. The primary territory source power crystal is a valuable item that can enhance the territory's grade. Though it's primary, it can often be sold for over 100 million at sky-high prices and usually has no market. This reward is also worth 100 million lord. The market price for the random ruler troop will fragment card is even more terrifying, starting at 1 billion. There's no other way. All lords initially receive ordinary troops, including subsequent newly summoned ones. All are ordinary troops. The ruler troop will fragment can evolve ordinary troops into ruler troops as long as there are enough fragments. Its value is evident. If Chen Tian didn't have the hundredfold amplification system, the zombie troops in his territory would definitely not all possess special attributes. In fact, a ruler troop among the zombies, the tyrant, has already emerged. This is something other newcomer lords can't even dare to dream of. They can only spend money to obtain ruler troops using the ruler troop will fragment or similar items to accumulate them. Thus, each random ruler troop will fragment card is priced starting at 1 billion lord coins. Immediately, Chen Tian used all 100 Tier 1 troops. In his territory, 100 Tier 1 ordinary zombie troops descended. Ding! Detected that the host has troops available for amplification. Would you like to proceed with the hundredfold amplification? Yes. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 20 Tier 3 swift zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 20 Tier 3 strength zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 20 Tier 3 meat shield zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 15 Tier 3 two-headed dog zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 10 Tier 3 giant cockroach zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 5 Tier 3 Makini zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 5 Tier 3 Trihorn Dripper zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 2 Tier 3 Lickers zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 2 Tier 3 Gravedigger zombies. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained 1 Tier 3 Tyrant zombie. Good. Chen Tian secretly smiled. He unexpectedly amplified another Tyrant zombie. This is satisfying. Now his territory has 2 Tyrant, that is 2 ruler troops among the zombie troops. As a newcomer lord, this configuration, if spread, would definitely scare people to death. The most crucial point is that all of Chen Tian's troops are at Tier 3. The advantage is too obvious. Then Chen Tian took out the primary territory source power crystal to amplify it. Ding! Amplification successful. Congratulations, host, you have obtained the advanced territory source power crystal. Advanced territory source power crystal, after use, it can greatly enhance the territory's grade. Use it. You have used an advanced territory source power crystal. Your territory's grade has greatly increased from F0 to F4. F0 to F4. What does this mean? Chen Tian was slightly taken aback. He quickly opened the Lord panel to check. Lord Chen Tian, level Tier 1, potential 11 stars, strength 100, agility 100, physique 100, spirit 100, skill, troop frenzy, equipment, supreme battle ring, vehicle, supreme phantom, others, biochemical, high explosive bomb X, 1 advanced zombie troop ration, 6,000 kilograms. Advanced modified Gatling gun X5, territory F grade, F4 reach, F 100 to upgrade. To E grade, area 46,000 square meters, buildings, troop rebirth pool, advanced sun, shards, advanced troop, loyalty heart troops, 50 Tier 3 swift zombies, 45 Tier 3. Strength zombies, 40 Tier 3 meat shield zombies, 29 Tier 3 two-headed dog zombies, 19 Tier 3 giant cockroach zombies, 9 Tier 3 Makini zombies, 8 Tier 3 Trihorn Dripper zombies, 4 Lickers zombies, 4 Tier 3 Gravedigger zombies, 2 Tier 3 Tyrant zombies. The number of zombie troops has reached 210. Immediately, Chen Tian's gaze locked onto the territory level section. He suddenly understood that the recently used advanced territory source power crystal provided him with 4 points of territory upgrade experience. He still needed 96 points to reach F100 and upgrade to E grade. The upgrade of the territory grade is really difficult. Chen Tian couldn't help but gasp. The primary territory source power crystal is already worth over 100 million lord coins. The one Chen Tian used was the advanced territory source power crystal obtained through hundredfold amplification. Its value has increased at least 100-fold, reaching a terrifying price of 10 billion. As a result, he only obtained 4 points of territory upgrade experience. To upgrade from F grade to E grade requires a total of 100 points of experience. This equates to needing to use 25 advanced territory source power crystals. How much money would that require? No wonder everyone dreams of awakening a high-grade territory. If the awakened territory grade is not ideal, The money needed to enhance it through later means is simply an endless pit. Chen Tian frowned. Even with the hundredfold amplification system, it is as difficult as ascending to heaven to upgrade the territory's grade. From F grade to E grade requires this much expenditure. The subsequent levels will only be more expensive. Damn Long Renjie and Li Gang. You two deserve to die 1,000 deaths. Chen Tian's eyes flickered with immense rage. He originally possessed an S-grade territory. He didn't need to enhance the territory's grade to have a bright future. Yet he was despicably robbed by these two. This enmity cannot be shared. After a while, Chen Tian calmed down and took out the random ruler troop will fragment card. I hope to draw the ruler will fragment of the zombie troops. Chen Tian murmured as he used it. You used the random king unit will aura fragment card and obtained Ghost King will aura fragment X99. Ghost King will aura fragment usable only by spectral units, granting them a trace of the Ghost King's will. Upon reaching 100, they evolve into king-level spectral units. Well, it can only be used by spectral units. My luck isn't great, but getting 99 at once is pretty good. Oh, I can definitely sell them for a lot. Chen Tian felt somewhat disappointed. His unit type was zombies. These Ghost King will aura fragments were useless to him. He could only sell them. However, obtaining 99 in one go was quite a substantial amount. Selling them would bring a considerable income. Very nice. Then Chen Tian finished organizing all his gains and stored them within his territory. He went to sleep. The night passed without incident. The next morning, after having breakfast with his parents and younger sister, Chen Tian returned to the Lord Space Tower. He began today's newbie Lord training. Chen Tian chose the Hell mode again. After some operations, Chen Tian and his 210 zombie units arrived in a dense forest filled with a dark, gloomy aura. Suddenly meowing sounds echoed the cries of some kind of beast. After some rustling, giant cats, each the size of a lion, emerged from the dark forest with arched backs. These giant cats were blood red all over, their eyes gleaming with brutal, bloodthirsty light. A rough estimate put them at no less than 3,000. These are bloodburst cats, infamous bloodthirsty beasts among mutated units. Their front claws can split metal and crack stone, and their massive teeth have astonishing bite force. They are also extremely fast and agile, making them very troublesome. Chen Tian recognized these giant cats based on the memories of his predecessor and the knowledge he had acquired over the half-year since his transmigration. Too bad before my 200-plus third-tier zombie units you are all just little brothers. Chen Tian smiled faintly. Kill them all. With that command, the zombie units charged at the thousands of bloodburst cats. Perfect chance to test the power of this advanced modified Gatling gun. Chen Tian waved his hand, and the advanced modified Gatling gun from his territory appeared in his grasp. Open fire. Chen Tian pulled the trigger. The 99 rotating barrels of the advanced modified Gatling gun whirred into action. Armor-piercing shock bullets flew out from the barrels in an instant, unleashing a deafening roar. In the blink of an eye, they engulfed a large group of blood. Bang, bang, bang. The bloodburst cats were literally blown apart, turning into pools of blood and minced flesh. Holy shit. Are these really bullets? They're more like shells. The power of the advanced modified Gatling gun's armor-piercing shock bullets was terrifyingly overwhelming. It far exceeded Chen Tian's expectations. Their shockwave effect directly blasted the bloodburst cats into residue. The 4 Marikini zombies equipped with the advanced modified Gatling gun were also wreaking havoc with their own guns, taking down dozens of bloodburst cats in an instant. No wonder bloodburst cats are known for their speed and agility. Third-tier strength zombies and third-tier tank zombies can barely touch them. But they are only first-tier, so they can't pose any threat to third-tier strength or tank zombies either. After a moment, Chen Tian stopped firing the advanced modified Gatling gun. He began to observe the battlefield. Still, even if these bloodburst cats are agile and fast, they are no match for my third-tier swift zombies, third-tier two-headed dog zombies, and third-tier giant cockroach zombies. They can only be bullied. Chen Tian watched as these bloodburst cats appeared exceptionally clumsy before his swift two-headed dog and giant cockroach zombie. They were easily caught and killed. These guys are truly brutal. Then Chen Tian's gaze shifted to the tri-horned leaker zombies, third-tier licker zombies, and third-tier gravedigger zombies. The tri-horned leaker zombies were using their massive key-shaped fists to furiously smash bloodburst cats into pulp. Wherever they passed, rivers of blood flowed. The third-tier licker zombies used their long tongues to pierce through the heads of bloodburst cat after bloodburst cat, stringing them together like candied hawthorns until their tongues were full. Then they would retract their tongues into their mouths and chew. As for the third-tier gravedigger zombies, they all burrowed underground, swimming through the earth like fish in water. They would always emerge unexpectedly, biting a bloodburst cat, which would instantly dissolve into a pool of pus. Their venom was the nightmare of these bloodburst cats. In an instant, Chen Tian's zombie units unleashed a terrifying reaping ability. They slaughtered the bloodburst cats en masse. However, the most fearsome were Chen Tian's 2 tyrant zombies. One wielded a cleaver, nearly 10, the other carried a Tintin hammer on its shoulder. As king units, they were born with innate killing weapons. The former swung its blade, and large swaths of bloodburst cats were directly cleaved apart. The latter slammed its hammer down, the effect akin to a missile explosion. All bloodburst cats within a 10-meter radius were pulverized into minced flesh by the terrifying sonic boom. Their roars were even more dreadful. A single roar would cause all bloodburst cats within several dozen meters to collapse, instantly unable to move. They could only wait for death. This was their ultimate move, Corpse King's Roar. As expected of tyrants, badass to the max. Chen Tian, inward, he was extremely satisfied with the strength of the kings among his zombie units. This person's zombie units are ridiculously strong. All of them are third-tier, and every single one has special attributes. He's just a first-tier lord, yet he managed to train all these sewer-tier zombie units to such a formidable level. How did he do it? Most terrifying of all, he already has king units among his zombies, and 2 of them. That's too frightening. I'm no match for him. From the dense forest behind the thousands of bloodburst cat units, the virtual lord of this round let out a despairing cry. Although his unit count overwhelmed Chen Tian's, it was useless. Chen Tian's zombie units were too strong. He could only wait for death. Sure enough, within just a few minutes, his 3,000 bloodburst cat units were completely slaughtered by Chen Tian's 200-plus zombie units. The hammer tyrant found him first and smashed him into a meat patty with one blow. Chen Tian easily won this hell-level training round. Regular Unit Ration Exchange Voucher X, 3 Basic Territory Area Expansion Voucher X, 3 Newbie Lord Training Area Entry Pass X3. Over half an hour passed in the blink of an eye. Chen Tian completed today's training for newbie lords, with the Hundredfold amplification system amplifying the Newbie Lord Training Area entry ticket. He obtained the Newbie Lord Training Area VIP ticket. Just like yesterday, Chen Tian trained 6 times each session at the hellish difficulty level. Each time he received rewards: Common Troop Rations Exchange Ticket X3, Basic Territory Area Expansion Ticket X3, and Newbie Lord Training Area Entry Ticket X3. Chen Tian collected 6 rounds in a row, reaping a total of Common Troop Rations Exchange Ticket X18, Basic Territory Area Expansion Ticket X18, Newbie Lord Training Area Entry Ticket X17, 3 amplified into VIP tickets, 1 used. The first 2 types of rewards, Chen Tian used them himself, so he chose to amplify them all 100-fold, obtaining Advanced Troop Rations Exchange Ticket X18 and Advanced Territory Area Expansion Ticket X18. After using them all, the advanced rations for the zombie troops in Chen Tian's territory increased by 900 kilograms. Adding the remaining stock, it totaled 15000 kilograms. The territory area also expanded by 1/8 square meters, reaching 640 square meter. Newbie Lord Training Area entry tickets, each worth 9 million Lord coins. 17 tickets amount to 153 million Lord coins. Chen Tian calculated his gains and couldn't help but frown slightly. In 2 days, the Newbie Lord auction will begin. By selling Newbie Lord Training Area entry tickets, I can only earn over 100 million Lord coins daily. I can earn for 2 more days, tomorrow and the day after. So in 2 days I can accumulate at most less than 500 million Lord coins. That won't be enough for the Newbie Lord auction. The trading hall sells only common goods, while only the Newbie Lord auction has truly good items. If I encounter something I need but can't afford it, that would be a huge... If only there were other ways to make big money. Chen Tian murmured, then couldn't help but chuckle. If others could earn over 100 million a day, they'd be grinning from ear to ear. I'm still not satisfied. How greedy I am. Shaking his head, Chen Tian left the training room and headed to the trading hall, where he sold the 17 Newbie Lord Training Area entry tickets. The balance on his Lord Gold card swelled again, reaching exactly 153 million Lord coins. There are 9 Marquetti zombies in the territory, but only 5 advanced magically modified Gatling guns. Far from enough. He'll arrange for 20 more. Any extras can be used when new Marquetti zombies appear. Immediately, Chen Tian purchased 20 common enchanted Gatling gun manifestation cards, each costing 1 million Lord coins. 20 cards totaled 20 million Lord coins. Chen Tian, with his vast wealth, spent money like water. After using them, all 20 common Gatling guns appeared in his territory. Through the Hundredfold amplification, the 20 common Gatling guns became 20 advanced magically modified Gatling guns, their power skyrocketing. After completing this, Chen Tian left the Lord Space Tower and headed to the State City Lord Education Association. As the name suggests, this association was responsible for educating lords about relevant knowledge. It was similar to the Education Bureau in Chen Tian's past life on Earth, overseeing schools nationwide. In this world, a student's academic life only lasted until the day their territory awakened. For example, after awakening his territory yesterday, Chen Tian hardly needed to attend school anymore except for certain special activities. His current visit to the State City Lord Education Association was for a national welfare program for newbie lords, the newbie lord personal strength assessment. Meeting the standards would reward lord skills. These skills were extremely rare, with most being controlled by the state. Even in the Lord Space Tower Association's trading hall, they were unavailable for purchase. So far, Chen Tian had only obtained one Lord skill troop frenzy from the noob. He had no other. Therefore, Chen Tian absolutely couldn't miss this welfare. By obtaining the Lord skill reward, and then amplifying it 100-fold, his strength would see a massive boost. The State City Lord Education Association wasn't far from the Lord Space Tower Association. Soon Chen Tian arrived. "Hello, I'm here for the newbie Lord personal strength assessment," he said to a staff member. "Alright, please register first, then it'll take you to the assessment hall to queue." "Okay." Chen Tian nodded and completed the registration. Following the staff member to the assessment hall, he saw dozens of people already gathered, all newbie lords here for the assessment. The assessment content was simple proof that one's 4 attributes, strength, agility, physique, and spirit, met the level of a normal adult male. A normal adult male's attributes were 10. This was essentially a freebie as every newbie lord during their school years. Besides learning various knowledge about lords, the most important thing was physical training. Almost everyone could pass the assessment and obtain the lord skill reward. Thus, this was a national welfare for newbie lords. Of course, if one's 4 attributes only barely reached the normal adult male level, they would only receive the most basic lord skill. If they exceeded it, the tier and quantity of the rewarded lord skills would naturally rise accordingly. It all depended on one's ability. After Chen Tian consumed the system-issued 4-attribute amplification potion, his 4 attributes had reached 10 times the level of a normal adult male. Additionally, he wore the Supreme War Ring, which provided a 300 boost to his 4 attributes, bringing them all to 400 points, fully 40 times that of a normal adult male. For Chen Tian to pass this assessment and obtain rich rewards was a foregone conclusion without any issue. Then, Chen Tian stood quietly in the assessment queue waiting. Finally, when the number reached 100, an imposing old man approached the front of the line. He waved at Chen Tian and the others, then led them to a towering testing device. "I am the head of this assessment. You may call me Elder Lu. The assessment begins now with 4 parts: strength, agility, physique, and spirit. Come forward when your name is called." Firstly, Dong. Elder Lu announced in succession. A youth stepped forward, let out a roar, and charged forward. Gathering all his strength into his right fist, he slammed it fiercely onto the testing device. Bang! A dull, heavy sound erupted. The device displayed a result: strength 11. Strength is acceptable. Next, test agility. Elder Lu nodded. He then reminded, "Pay attention. You need to catch at least 10. As he finished, whoosh, 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 the testing device emitted a series of piercing sounds. In an instant, the testing device ejected hundreds of spheres into the air, resembling ping-pong balls, yet significantly heavier, soaring high before descending with remarkable speed. Each sphere plummeted at a dizzying pace. A youth named Li Dong immediately darted left and right, exerting all his effort to seize them. Just before the spheres touched the ground, he managed to catch 10, narrowly passing this stage. Then came the physical endurance test. Under a simulated gravity of 1 ton, he endured for 10 seconds, just barely clearing the threshold. The final test assessed mental fortitude. He donned a holographic helmet. According to Elder Liu's explanation, wearing it would subject him to a degree of mental. He had to withstand it for at least 10 seconds to pass. As soon as Li Dong put on the helmet, his face turned deathly pale, and cold sweat poured from his brow. He appeared to be in great agony, yet he gritted his teeth and endured for 10 seconds. Immediately after the test ended, and he collapsed to the ground. Assessment passed, barely acceptable. Elder Lu uttered flatly before calling the next candidate's name. Number 2, Yu Xiaofei. This round included 100 candidates, with Chen Tian being the last. After over half an hour, it was almost Chen Tian's turn. By then, disappointment was etched on Elder Liu's face. "You youngsters are utterly pathetic. With such simple tests, you all barely scraped by, not one showing excellence. With physiques like yours, how will you compete with foreign newbie lords in the future? And how will you contend with lords from other worlds? Remember, while troop strength matters, a lord's personal power is even more crucial." Next, Elder Liu's voice dripped with frustration. Soon all except Chen Tian had completed the assessment. Every single one had barely passed without any standout performance. A few had even failed outright. The last one, Chen Tian. Chen Tian isn't the top-ranked global newbie lord named Chen Tian. Elder Lu froze in shock upon. Everyone instantly turned to look at Chen Tian, their faces a mix of surprise and awe. "Well, my name is indeed Chen Tian, but my awakened territory is only grade so." Chen Tian spoke slowly, leaving the implication clear. Everyone understood instantly. Chen Tian spoke slowly, leaving the implication clear. Everyone understood instantly. "Damn, you scared me. I almost thought we met a big shot." The crowd murmured. "Quiet," Elder Lu ordered, glancing at Chen Tian. "Damn, you scared me. I almost thought we met a big shot. The crowd murmured. Quiet. Elder Lu ordered, glancing at Chen Tian. Begin. Chen Tian nodded. Approaching the testing device, he threw a casual punch. Boom. The device emitted a sharp roar displaying a terrifying value: strength 100. What? 100? That's a perfect score. Elder Lu exclaimed, his cloudy eyes blazing with shock. Whoa, that's insane. Holy crap. Amazing. The others were stunned. A strength of 100 was the maximum measurable by this device. This meant Chen Tian's strength had reached the peak, or the device could no longer accurately gauge his limit. Next, agility test. It took a while for Elder Lu to recover, then he gave Chen Tian a deep look. He had overseen these tests for nearly 20 years. This was the first time a newbie lord had maxed out the strength score. As Elder Lu spoke, the testing device, as before, ejected hundreds of spheres. Moments later, gasps erupted again. Damn, this guy is incredible. He caught all 100 spheres. Awesome. He's truly awesome. The best of us caught only 12, but he got them all. Comparing is just frustrating. The scariest part is he's not even out of breath. He looks so relaxed. His agility is off the charts. We can't match him. Indeed, as the crowd noted, Chen Tian caught every single one of the 100 agility test spheres with precision. Good. Agility test passed, also a perfect score. Elder Lu exclaimed loudly. Like the strength test, Chen Tian was the first newbie lord he had seen in years to achieve full marks in agility. Next was the physical endurance test. Under the simulated 1-on gravity, Chen Tian endured for a full 100 seconds. It wasn't that he couldn't continue, the device's simulation maxed out at 100 seconds. Then came the mental test. Donning the holographic helmet, Chen Tian felt the mental assault, but it was no more than a tickle. He wore it for 100 seconds, the same maximum limit as the gravity test. Perfect score. All perfect scores. Chen Tian, your results have broken every record in the 500-year history of our state's education association for newbie lord personal assessments. Elder Lu was as excited as a child receiving a beloved toy. After all these years, he had finally discovered a true genius. Whoa, absolutely mind-blowing. So incredible. His 4 attributes are monstrous. Right, an average adult male has only 10 points in each, but he maxed them all out, meaning his stats are at least 10 times that of an ordinary person. That's just too amazing. Everyone gasped. You? Are you really not the top-ranked global newbie lord prodigy? Elder Lu stared intently at Chen Tian. The others pricked up their ears. Of course not. I only awakened in 5th grade territory. How could I be on that list, let alone at number 1? Chen Tian denied it without a blush. True, the device confirms your territory is 5th grade. Although your personal strength is exceptional in 5th grade territory, makes it impossible to be on the list. Elder Lu nodded, a hint of regret in his eyes. In 5th grade territory was the worst talent, nearly impossible to compensate for, and its future prospects were bleak. Shaking his head, Elder Lu dismissed the thought and addressed everyone. Qualified newbie lords, follow me to collect your rewards. The so-called reward was naturally the lord's skills. Except for Chen Tian, everyone else barely passed, receiving only the lowest tier of 5th grade lord skill. And there was only one book. After everyone had received their rewards, old Lu smiled at Chen Tian and said, Chen Tian, your results. All 4 assessments achieved full marks. You have broken the assessment record since the establishment of the State City Education Association 500 years ago. According to regulations, you will receive 3 grade lord skills, plus 1 a grade lord skill. As he spoke, he handed Chen Tian 4 skill books. Thank you, Elder Lu. Chen Tian immediately took the 4 skill books. Wow. 3 grade lord skills, each worth at least 10 million lord coins. 1 a grade lord skill alone would cost at least 50 million to purchase. And even if you wanted to buy it, you'd have to risk committing a crime purchasing it from a black market dealer. After all, in our country, lord skills are controlled items and not allowed for private sale. Chen Tian just got 4 lord skills at once. How incredibly lucky. Someone immediately exclaimed in admiration, dying with envy. No way around it, he's just that strong. Perfect scores on all 4 assessments, breaking records too. Earning these rewards is well deserved. That's true, but it's a shame his awakened territory is only 5th grade. Even with all these lord skills, he won't go far in the future. Haha, heaven is fair. When it opens a door for you, it has to close a window. Makes sense, hee hee. Everyone buzzed with discussion. When it came up that Chen Tian had only awakened in 5th grade territory, their envy noticeably diminished. Just then, before Chen Tian could examine the 4 skills, old Lu smiled at him again and said, Young friend Chen Tian, although the grade of your awakened territory is less than ideal, your personal attributes are exceptionally strong. So besides the rewards you deserve, I will give you an additional reward on my own behalf. This is a 1st grade lord mercenary voucher. I have been entrusted to find a sufficiently powerful 1st grade lord to venture into the unclaimed lands together. If you accept the mission and return from the unclaimed lands with her, you will receive a commission of 50 million lord coins. With that, old Lu handed Chen Tian a 1st grade lord mercenary voucher. A first-grade Lord Mercenary Voucher was a card that allowed first-grade Lords to issue mercenary missions. This type of card was also a product of the Lord space. Protected by its contract, once activated, it would establish a contractual connection with the mission owner. Completing the required task would earn the promised commission. There was no need to worry about the other party defaulting. A commission of 50 million. Damn, this is a lucrative gig. Elder Lu thinks highly of Chen Tian, practically handing him money. That Chen Tian is so lucky. Damn, why can't this kind of good fortune fall on me? No way around it. Our four-dimensional attributes are just too pathetic. Everyone's eyes turned red with envy. A mercenary mission worth 50 million was like a pie falling from the sky. Although venturing into the unclaimed lands carried some risk. But earning a commission of 50 million Lord coins made taking a little risk worthwhile. Elder Lu, thank you. Chen Tian did not refuse. He accepted the first-grade Lord Mercenary Voucher. Chen Tian needed to accumulate enough money to participate in the new Lord auction 2 days later. He had been worrying about lacking a way to earn money. Old Liu's first-grade Lord Mercenary Voucher with its 50 million commission was like coal delivered in a snowstorm. Good thing I didn't choose to keep my strength hidden this time, otherwise the 4 skill books and the 50 million mercenary mission would have been out of the question. Chen Tian silently rejoiced. All right, you may leave now. Old Liu smiled slightly and waved his hand. Chen Tian and the other new lords immediately took their leave. This kid only awakened his territory yesterday, and today his four-dimensional attributes are all at 100. And judging by his relaxed demeanor, he clearly hasn't reached his limit. That means his four-dimensional attributes are already stronger than those of a second-grade lord. What a freak. But his awakened territory is only 5th grade and his troops are just the trash-tier zombie type. Otherwise I would have to believe he is that prodigy on the global new lord top 100 rankings. What a pity such a promising talent ruined by his territory and troops. Sigh. Old Liu muttered to himself, unable to suppress a deep sigh. I hope the 50 million Lord coin commission from Little, she can help him go a little further. Consider it a small gesture from an old timer. After speaking, Old Liu put the matter out of his mind and continued with the next round of assessments. Yet at this moment, Old Liu could never have imagined how bountiful a return this single decision would bring him in the future. In the years to come, whenever he recalled this event, he would marvel that giving that 50 million commission, first-grade Lord Mercenary Voucher to Chen Tian was absolutely the wisest decision of his life. Of course, that was a story for later. Leaving the assessment hall, Chen Tian found a secluded spot. He took out the 3-grade Lord skills and the A-grade Lord skill to examine their specific details. Adoration grade skill passive. After learning, troops in the territory will harbor feelings of worship towards the Lord, increasing the loyalty of all troops in the territory by 1 point. Valor grade skill passive. After learning, troops in the territory will gain increased courage, reducing the likelihood of troops fleeing or abandoning battle when facing superior enemies. Vitality grade skill passive. After learning, all troops in the territory gain 10 increased HP. Damage transfer a grade skill state skill. When activated, 10 of the damage the Lord receives is transferred to a random troop in the territory. Effect lasts 10 seconds, cooldown 600 seconds. These skills are quite good. They boost loyalty, courage, and HP. Especially damage transfer. No wonder it's an A-grade Lord skill. Being able to transfer damage the Lord receives is truly formidable. Although it only transfers 10 in a critical moment, it's enough to save one's life. After reading the descriptions of the 4 skills, Chen Tian was very satisfied. However, they had yet to undergo the hundredfold amplification. After amplification, they would only become stronger. System, begin the amplification. Then Chen Tian took a deep breath and spoke. He was extremely curious about the effects of these 4 skills after a hundredfold amplification. Ding! Hundredfold amplification successful. Congratulations, host, for obtaining the Lord skills Fanatic Adoration, Fearless Valor, Endless Vitality, and Universal Shift. The system notifications sounded immediately. Fanatic Worship, a rank skill passive. Upon learning, all units within the territory will harbor fanatical worship towards the Lord, increasing their loyalty by 10 points. Fearless, a rank skill passive. Upon learning, all units within the territory will gain immense courage, fighting without fear and never fleeing or abandoning battle. Endless Vitality, a rank skill passive. Upon learning, all units within the territory gain a 100 increase in health. Great Shift of the Universe, rank skill status. When activated, 100 of the damage suffered by the Lord is evenly distributed among all units within the territory. Effect lasts 60 seconds, cooldown 300 seconds. This upgrade is incredibly amazing. Chen Tian couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. All 4 skills had been elevated by 1 rank. Worship only increased all units' loyalty by 1 point. But upgraded to Fanatic Worship, it now boosted loyalty by 10 points. Combined with the 30 points from Advanced Unit Loyalty Heart, and the initial 60 points of unit loyalty, The loyalty of all zombie units within Chen Tian's territory would reach 100 points. Every single one would be absolutely loyal unto death. Fearless grants units immense courage. It makes units fight without fear, never fleeing or abandoning battle. When two forces meet on a narrow path, the brave one prevails. When strength is equal, the courage of the units often tips the scales of victory. This skill invisibly elevates the overall combat power of all units. Endless Vitality is also an excellent skill for massively boosting unit strength. It directly grants all units within the territory a 100 increase in health. The effect is simply astonishing. And damage transfer, this strength skill has an even more explosive effect. It can transfer 100 of the damage the Lord receives evenly to all units within the territory. Chen Tian now has over 200 units. Spreading the damage he takes among them would be like a mere tickle. As Chen Tian's number of units increases, the damage sharing effect will become even more formidable. Moreover, the effect lasts a full 60 seconds. This means that after Chen Tian activates this skill, he himself will suffer no damage for 1 minute, and his units will also take negligible harm. This skill is not only a life-saving trump card, but also renders the enemy's ultimate attacks utterly useless. Subsequently, Chen Tian learned all 4 Lord skills. His overall strength surged once again, filling him with greater confidence in killing Long Renjie 7 days later. Now let's see who the master of this first-tier Lord mercenary ticket given by Elder Lu is, and what exactly needs to be done. A commission of 50 million Lord coins is no small amount. The task shouldn't be easy. Elder Lu mentioned it's an adventure into the unclaimed lands. Perfect, I've never been there. This will be a chance to broaden my horizons. Chen Tian took out the first-tier Lord mercenary ticket. After using it, a series of prompts appeared. You have used a first-tier Lord mercenary ticket. You may accept the mission within. Upon completion, you will receive a commission of 50 million Lord coins. Mercenary missions are protected by the Lord Space contract. Once accepted, you cannot default or abandon it. Otherwise, you must pay 10 times the commission amount to the mission master. Do you confirm acceptance? Once confirmed, it cannot be abandoned. Please choose carefully. Confirm. Chen Tian naturally wouldn't give up. He accepted the mission directly. With his current strength, he was more than capable of handling all risks within the first tier. Since it was a first-tier mercenary mission, Chen Tian had no doubt it would exceed. You have accepted the first-tier mercenary mission issued by Lin Yueshi. Please assemble at the Unclaimed Lands Teleportation Hall of the State Capital Lord Space Tower on December 18, 2025 at 1:00 p.m. Lin Yueshi sounds like a girl's name. Chen Tian nodded. Today was December 17, 2025. The mission would start tomorrow at 1:00 p.m. Perfect timing. It won't interfere with the new Lord auction the day after tomorrow. With that, Chen Tian left the place. Time swiftly passed to midnight. Once again, it was time for the Lord Space Tower to settle rewards for the global new Lord Top 100 rankings. Just like last night, a series of identical prompts appeared on Chen Tian's personal Lord information interface. Congratulations. Your total performance yesterday in the new Lord training grounds ranked first in the global new Lord Top 100. You have received the following rewards. Reward 1, First Tier Unit Summoning Card X 100. Reward 2, Primary Territory Origin Power Energy Crystal X 1. Reward 3, Random King Unit Will Aura Fragment Card X 1. The results remained unchanged, and so did the rewards. Chen Tian used the first 2 types of rewards directly. His zombie unit count increased by another 100, reaching 310. Third Tier Swift Zombies X 70, Third Tier Strength Zombies X 65. Third Tier Tank Zombies X 60, Third Tier Two-Headed Dog Zombies X 44, Third Tier Giant Cockroach Zombies X 29, Third Tier Magini Zombies X 14, Third Tier Trihorn Beast Dripper Zombies X 13, Lickers X 6, Third Tier Grave Digger Zombies X 6, Third Tier Tyrant Zombies X 3. This time, Chen Tian obtained another king unit among the zombie types, the Tyrant. The Primary Territory Origin Power Energy Crystal was amplified into an Advanced Territory Origin Power Energy Crystal. After use, he only gained 4 points of territory upgrade experience. He still needed 92 experience points to reach F100 and ascend to a rank. Territory Frank F8 reach F100 to advance to a rank. As for the Random King unit, will Aura Fragment card from this reward. Chen Tian still failed to obtain a King unit will Aura Fragment usable by zombie units. Instead, he got 60 Behemoth King Aura Fragments. Behemoth King Aura Fragment usable only by Behemoth units. Grants the unit a small amount of Behemoth King's will Aura. Upon reaching 100, the unit evolves into a King rank Behemoth. Since his zombie units couldn't use it, Chen Tian had no choice but to store them in his territory along with the 99 Ghost King will Aura Fragments he had obtained earlier, waiting for an opportunity to sell them all. Time passed swiftly. By 1:00 p.m. Chen Tian had arrived at the assembly point required by the first-tier mercenary mission. The Unclaimed Lands Teleportation Hall at the State Capital Lord Space Tower. He waited for the mission master, Lin Yueshi. This morning Chen Tian had already completed his 6 daily new Lord training sessions. He had again received rewards common unit rations, exchange voucher X18, primary territory area expansion scroll X18, and new Lord training area entry ticket X18. After amplification, the first 2 rewards became advanced unit rations, exchange voucher X18, and advanced territory area expansion scroll X18. He used them all. The high-grade rations for his zombie units increased by another 900 kilograms, and the territory area expanded by 1/8. He sold all the new Lord training area entry tickets, earning 153 million Lord coins into his Lord Gold card. His balance now stood at 286 million Lord coins. Are you Chen Tian, the one who accepted my mercenary mission? A cool, clear voice reached Chen Tian's ears. He immediately turned his head to look. A breathtakingly beautiful figure came into Chen Tian's sight. She was also a pure 24-karat stunning maiden rivaling the Mu Peiyao he had met. Her looks and figure were exceptionally outstanding. However, compared to Mu Peiyao's melancholic and vengeful aura, this maiden appeared exceedingly cold and proud. She exuded an air that kept others at a distance. It's me. Are you the mission owner Lin Yueshi? Chen Tian nodded and asked. Yes. Lin Yueshi slightly inclined her head. Chen Tian, could he be that big shot on the global newbie Lord top 100 list? Beside Lin Yueshi stood another maiden. This maiden, named Zhang Hong, was also a genuine beauty. On a scale of 100, she would score at least 80. However, compared to Lin Yueshi, she fell far short. Hearing Lin Yueshi utter Chen Tian's name, her gaze instantly locked onto him. Her eyes sparkled. No, the territory he awakened is only Frank. Lin Yueshi shook her head. Frank. Such a poor talent. Then he's definitely not that big shot. Zhang Hong's eyes immediately dimmed. A flash of undisguised contempt even flickered in them. Then she curled her lips and said, Xiaoxi, since this guy is just a noob who awakened in Frank territory, how could you entrust our mission to him? We're heading to the unclaimed land. A weakling like him won't help us, he'll definitely become a burden. Zhang Hong immediately showed disdain for Chen Tian. He was recommended by Elder Lu, Lin Yueshi explained briefly. Recommended by Elder Lu. He's gone senile. He's throwing your 50 million commission down the drain. Zhang Hong was clearly displeased. Xiao Hong, drop it. 50 million is just a small sum. We can't afford to refuse Elder Liu's favor. Then Lin Yueshi said indifferently to Chen Tian, come with us. Once we're in the unclaimed land, we don't expect you to help, but at least don't hold us back. Clearly Lin Yueshi also looked down on Chen Tian. In her heart, she truly believed this. If it weren't for Elder Lu recommending him, she would have expelled Chen Tian from the mission team, even if it meant paying a hefty penalty. Although Elder Lu had told her that Chen Tian's personal strength was formidable, since Chen Tian had only awakened in Frank territory, even if he excelled individually, what combat power could he truly have? Before long, Chen Tian followed Lin Yueshi and the others to one of the teleportation arrays in the hall leading to the unclaimed land. Several staff members were setting the teleportation coordinates. At that moment, 3 other men joined Lin Yueshi and Zhang Hong's mercenary team. Chen Tian gathered from their conversation that these 3 had all awakened to ranked territories, and their troop types were among the top-tier powerful ones. They were considered the main force for this expedition to the unclaimed land by Lin Yueshi and Zhang Hong. Chen Tian, however, was already overlooked, rendered completely invisible. Though ignored, Chen Tian felt no displeasure whatsoever. He was merely there to earn the commission, not to seek attention. It didn't matter. However, gradually Chen Tian sensed something amiss. He let out a cold sneer inwardly. These 3 guys and that woman are very suspicious. Chen Tian noticed that the 3 men, when looking at Lin Yueshi, had a sinister greed flickering in their eyes. And when they exchanged glances with Zhang Hong, they seemed to be in cahoots. Clearly, they harbored some ulterior motive toward Lin Yueshi. Unfortunately, Lin Yueshi was still in the dark, completely unaware of anything wrong. Interesting. Perhaps this mission will yield an unexpected gain, Chen Tian muttered softly to himself. Before long, the staff finished setting the teleportation. The unclaimed land we're heading to is a first tier 1 in the Green Wild world. There's something I need there, and we must find it as quickly as possible. Remember, the interworld teleportation channel will only last 3 hours. That means we have only 3 hours. Lin Yueshi briefly outlined the mission. Let's go. With that, she stepped into the teleportation array. Chen Tian and the others followed. With a resonant hum, the array emitted a mystical sound. Chen Tian, Lin Yueshi, and the others were teleported away. After a dizzying whirl, they arrived at a first-tier unclaimed land within the Lord's space. The ground was strewn with rocks, and towering ancient trees surrounded them. What's wrong with them? Chen Tian noticed Lin Yueshi and the others all looked dazed and uncomfortable. Only Chen Tian himself felt no discomfort. I see. Their 4-dimensional attributes are too low, their bodies can't withstand the spatial shift from the teleportation array. They need time to recover. Drawing on his knowledge, Chen Tian quickly analyzed the cause. Indeed, after about a minute or two, Lin Yueshi and the others recovered. Yes, this is the place. After observing for a moment, Lin Yueshi confirmed it was their destination. According to intelligence, this unclaimed land was once the territory of a prodigy from the Green Wild world. Its rank is S, and it spans 15 square kilometers. The troops are first-tier mutated wild boars numbering at least 10,000, including 3 first-tier mutated wild boar kings. In the 1 year since it was reclaimed by the Lord Space, no fewer than 10 first-tier lords from our Earth world have died here. But we're only here to find the verdant heart left by that Green Wild world prodigy. There's no need to provoke those mutated boar troops. So we shouldn't face much risk. Lin Yueshi explained to everyone. Verdant heart. What is that? Chen Tian finally learned Lin Yuex's purpose and grew. Haha. Just some mutated boars. They might kill others, but they can't kill us. Exactly. If those stinking pigs dare to mess with us, we'll slaughter them all. Even if they have 3 first-tier mutated boar kings, we have king-tier troops too. The 3 male mercenaries laughed with confidence. Lin Yueshi frowned, slightly unimpressed by their arrogance. She continued coldly. I've gathered the 4 most likely locations for the verdant heart. Time is tight, so we'll split up. You 3 have ranked territories and plenty of troops, so each of you take 1 location. Xiao Hong him, and I will take the remaining 1. Lin Yueshi pointed at Chen Tian as she finished. Then she took out 3 maps, handing 1 to each of the 3 men. After receiving the maps, they didn't leave. Instead, they moved to encircle Lin Yueshi, and Chen Tian, tightly sneers spreading across their faces. With a swoosh, Lin Yuex's face instantly changed. She furrowed her delicate brows and snapped. You 3, what do you mean? Hongbao, tell her what we mean. The 3 male newcomers from ranked territories all grinned lasciviously, their faces brimming with ferocity. Xiao Shihei raced the thing. Actually, all 3 of them are my boyfriends, the men I love most deeply. But I only have 1 me for the 3 of them. I'm exhausted, I can't handle it anymore, so I need you to properly tend to my 3 precious men. They're all geniuses who awakened to ranked territories. You won't lose out. Zhang Hong said venomously slowly. You're my best friend. How could you do this to me? Lin Yuex's eyes widened in fury and disbelief as she stared intently at Zhang Hong. Best friend. Ha. Zhang Hong let out a cold, mocking laugh. Lin Yueshi, wake up. I'm not your friend. Do you know? I hate you. I've hated you for so long. We're both women, so why are you prettier than me? Why is your figure better than mine, eh? Why are the troops from your awakened territory stronger than mine? Even your family background is 10,000 times better than mine. I won't accept this. I refuse to yield. You bitch, you don't deserve to be better than me in every way. So I'm going to destroy you. I'll let my 3 precious men ravage you until you're utterly spent. Then I'll kill you with my own hands. This place will be your grave. At that moment, Zhang Hong's once pretty face was completely twisted, resembling a severe psychopath, her expression hideous and ferocious. While the boat of friendship capsizes so easily, it seems I can only rely on myself, Chen Tian mused with interest, sighing inwardly. Jealousy had utterly disfigured Zhang Hong. Zhang Hong, so this is who you really are. I was blind to mistake someone like you for a close friend. Lin Yuex's stunning face was filled with disgust. Then she turned to look at the 3 men. Listen carefully, I am the granddaughter of Lin Qinshan, chairman of the Lin Group in the prefectural city. He is an 8th rank lord. If you dare to touch a single hair on my head, all 3 of you will die a miserable death. And your families won't survive either. Now if you capture Zhang Hong for me, you'll act as if nothing happened. Plus, it'll double, no triple the commission for this mission. Lin Yueshi remained calm, first issuing a threat, then promising rewards. A blend of authority and generosity. Truly the demeanor of a noble heiress, unflappable in crisis. Haha. Lin Yueshi, you're about to die, and you're still trying to dangle a carrot. Do you think we're fools? Even tripling the commission can't compare to the value of the Heart of Verdure. With your map, the 3 of us can find and sell the Heart of Verdure for a much bigger profit. Besides, we've long admired you, the top beauty of the prefectural city's noble families. Today we must have you. As for your threats, that we and our families won't survive if we touch you. Do you really think we 3 brothers are also from Dragon Kingdom? Sorry, we're from Great Neeler Kingdom. By the time news of your incident reaches your family, we'll already be back in Great Neeler Kingdom. What can your family do to us? The 3 men, after hearing Lin Yueshi, all grinned savagely, their faces arrogantly twisted. Exactly. Lin Yueshi, we've made a meticulous plan to ensure no mistakes. Today you can't escape. Zhang Hong chimed in with her blather. Lin Yueshi, accept your fate. Even though your territory is also a rank, my 3 precious men are all a rank too. Plus with me at Brank, you're trapped. Don't blame me. Blame yourself for being better than me in every way. And in your next life, remember not to trust me so easily. You never once suspected the 3 mercenaries I found for you. That's your own stupidity. So don't blame me for being ruthless. At this point, Zhang Hong was brimming with confidence, her face exuding arrogance. It seemed that Lin Yueshi, whom she had envied for years, had become a mere ant she could crush at will. She and the three male lords had already summoned their territorial troops. They summoned them all at once, surrounding Lin Yueshi and Chen Tian in an impenetrable encirclement. Zhang Hong's Brank territory had goblin troops numbering the three Kneeler men had respectively. Mutated giant turtle troops numbering 1500, man-eating crocodile troops numbering 1550, and combat robot troops numbering 1600. Over 5000 troops immediately cast an inescapable net in the mountain forest. Swoosh! Lin Yuex's calm expression turned grim. Zhang Hong was right. Her territory was indeed a rank. Her troops were angelic, only about 2000 strong. In an unknown fight, she wouldn't fear any single one. But with all four together, she couldn't defeat them. Even summoning her troops would be suicide. Is this really where I fall to these people? Despair crept into Lin Yuex's heart, especially seeing the vicious gleam in the three Kneeler men's eyes weighing heavily on her spirit. No, even if I die, I won't be defiled by these scum. Lin Yueshi gritted her teeth silently, her jade-like hand secretly gripping a lethal treasure prepared by her family elders. She intended to perish together with them. But he's innocent. Lin Yueshi glanced at Chen Tian, then said to Zhang Hong, Zhang Hong, settle scores with the right person. He has no grudge with you. Let him go. Oh, this girl is so kind. Chen Tian was slightly taken aback, never expecting that at such a moment. Lin Yueshi could still speak for him. Rare. This was completely at odds with her cold exterior. A cold face but a warm heart, huh? Chen Tian chuckled inwardly. Let him go. Sorry, you're dreaming. This kid has to die too. Only the dead keep secrets forever. Zhang Hong flatly refused. Are you sure you want to kill me too? Chen Tian's face darkened. Yes, I'm sure. What? You're just some trash who awakened in Frank territory. Got a problem with that? Zhang Hong sneered coldly, immediately hurling insults. Haha, this kid looks so pathetic. The three Kneeler lords joined in mockery. Then you've brought death upon yourselves. Chen Tian smiled faintly, utterly unafraid of their threats and bluster. Then with a wave of his hand, the 310 zombie troops from his territory poured out from his territory in full force. Roar, roar, hoo, hoo hoo. In an instant the zombie roars shook the heavens. The overwhelming malevolent aura made everyone else feel their souls tremble. Hiss. These zombies are terrifying. No, my units are all frightened. They're retreating to the territory. Bastard. Mine too. How is this possible? Isn't this Dragon Kingdom brat just in Frank territory? Where did he get so many fearsome zombie units? Zhang Hong and the three kneeling men all gasped in shock, their screams filled with terror. Such horrifying zombie units. Old Liu only mentioned his personal attributes were formidable. He never said his units were this outrageously strong. Lin Yuex's cold, beautiful face was also etched with astonishment. Kill them all. At that moment Chen Tian uttered a single command. He gave the order directly pointing at Zhang Hong and the three kneeling men's over 500 units. Roar, roar, roar. Chen Tian's zombie units immediately charged toward them. Bang, bang, bang. In the blink of an eye, the units of Zhang Hong and the three kneeling men were obliterated in large numbers by Chen Tian's zombie units. Every single one of Chen Tian's zombie units was tier 3, each possessing special attributes. Without exaggeration, each one was a nightmare for these tier. Moreover, there were a full 310 of them. They instantly unleashed a terrifying reaping ability. Hiss. Such speed. They can even dodge bullets from combat robot units. They must be swift zombies. Huh. This zombie's fist strength is immense. A one punch can crush the defense of a giant tortoise unit. These fat-laden zombies use their flesh as shields, ignoring all attacks from goblin units, mutated giant tortoises, man-eating crocodiles, and combat robots. I recognize the two-headed dog zombies and giant cockroach zombies, but what are the other types? I've never even heard of them. Each one is more terrifying than the last. Especially those tall, robust zombies with built-in weapons and killing skills. Could they be the king units among zombies? There's even a zombie unit wielding a Gatling gun. Wait, what kind of Gatling is that? Its lethality is horrifying. Lin Yueshi felt utterly overwhelmed. Her scalp tingled with shock. The power of Chen Tian's zombie units completely surpassed her understanding. She now had an absurd feeling. That feeling was that she and Chen Tian were not surrounded by Zhang Hong and the three kneeling men's over 500 units. Instead, Chen Tian's 300-plus zombie units had surrounded them. As for the zombie units, she couldn't identify. They were naturally Chen Tian's Maki zombies, tier 3 Triceratops, leaking zombies, lickers, and tier 3 grave diggers. Of course, there were also the most powerful tier 3 tyrant zombies. How can this be? My goblin units are as weak as ants against these zombies. Zhang Hong's arrogance had vanished, completely replaced by fear. A fear from the depths of her soul. The three kneeling men were no better, equally horrified and desperate. Their pride, Mutated giant tortoises, man-eating crocodiles, and combat robots were nothing but ants before Chen Tian's zombie units. Their only fate was to be slaughtered and obliterated like chickens and dogs. In less than a minute, nearly half had been wiped out. It's over. Our units are going to be annihilated. We can't even recall them to the territory anymore. Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men were completely broken. At this moment, they all tasted what despair meant, just as they said they had no chance to recall their units. Because when a lord summons units from the territory for battle, they must wait at least 600 seconds before recalling them. Now less than a minute had passed. Their units were already being slaughtered by Chen Tian's zombies. They couldn't last 10 minutes before being completely wiped out. What use was recalling? Another minute passed, with the last combat robot unit shattered into metal fragments. Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men's over 500 units were all dead, not a single survivor. Thud. Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men all knelt before Chen Tian. Trembling and feeling as if plunged into an icy abyss, they begged, "Spare us. Spare us, please." The 4 wretched souls all pleaded with Chen. Gone was their former arrogance. They were more humble than lapdogs. But it was futile. Kill them all. Chen Tian didn't even deign to glance at them. These people had intended to kill Chen Tian just moments ago. He was no saint. If you want to kill me and lack the strength, don't blame me for being ruthless. Moreover, these 4. One was a treacherous woman who betrayed even her best friend and was a degenerate, while the other 3 were kneeling men. Chen Tian felt no moral qualms about killing them. Roar. With Chen Tian's command, his 300+ zombie units instantly tore Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men into shreds. You killed a Tier 1 lord and obtained a brank territory. The lord space will reclaim it in 24 hours. You killed a Tier 1 lord and obtained an rank territory. The lord space will reclaim it in 24 hours. You killed a Tier 1 lord and obtained an rank territory. The lord space will reclaim it in 24 hours. You killed a Tier 1 lord and obtained an rank territory. The lord space will reclaim it in 24 hours. 4 prompts appeared in the lord attribute panel. Indeed, killing other lords allows me to claim their territories. In 24 hours, the lord space will reclaim them. During this time, I can plunder all resources within these territories. Chen Tian's lips curled into a slight smile. This was his first time killing a real-world lord. Those he had killed in the training ground were virtual lords. The rewards matched the school's teachings exactly. Very satisfying. Chen Tian. Thank you. Lin Yueshi expressed her gratitude. Her cold, stunning face showed relief. Old Liu's chosen candidate had saved. As for the deaths of Zhang Hong and the others, she felt no sympathy. Though Zhang Hong had been her friend for years, she had tried to kill her. Their gruesome end was their own doing. They deserved it. No need to thank me. They wanted to kill me, so I killed them. Chen Tian smiled faintly. Let's go find your green heart. Okay. Lin Yueshi nodded. After a moment's hesitation, she asked, "You're the Chen Tian from the global new Lord Top 100, aren't you? If I say no again, would you believe me?" Chen Tian felt resigned. He couldn't hide it any longer. "I don't believe it. Your zombie troops are unbelievably powerful. If it wasn't you, then who else could it be? I never imagined my luck would be this good. To have somehow in a days hired a peerless prodigy like you as my mercenary. It feels like a dream." Lin Yueshi sighed with emotion. "From now on, you are my lifesaver, Lin Yuex's savior." Lin Yueshi spoke solemnly again. "Then can I make an excessive request?" Chen Tian's eyes lit up. An excessive request. A flush of crimson instantly spread across Lin Yuex's cold, exquisite face. Extremely shy. Could this guy be getting the wrong idea just because he saved me? I, Lin Yueshi, won't offer myself in gratitude just for being rescued. Even though this guy is quite handsome. But absolutely not. Lin Yuex's heart was in turmoil. She immediately racked her brains on how to refuse Chen Tian. Just then Chen Tian chuckled again. "You said you're the granddaughter of the chairman of the Lin Group, so you must be very rich, right? Since I'm your lifesaver, can we increase that 50 million commission by just a tiny little bit?" Lin Yueshi. Alright, I was overthinking it. So this guy cares about money. But I can't accept it. Am I not as attractive as money? Lin Yueshi was instantly dejected. "Miss, if you're unwilling, that's fine. Pretend I didn't say anything." Chen Tian smiled sheepishly. 500 million. It'll increase the commission tenfold. Lin Yueshi rolled her eyes at Chen Tian and said irritably, "Haha, you're amazing." Chen Tian burst into hearty laughter. 500 million. His confidence for tomorrow's newbie lord auction was even stronger. Ugh. Am I being friend-zoned? Lin Yueshi grew even more frustrated. She was now certain that Chen Tian was a complete straight man. Half an hour later. Found it. This is it. This is the verdant heart left by the prodigy of the green wild world. Within a valley, Lin Yuex's excited voice rang out. In her hand, she held a plant that resembled a blade of grass. However, the leaves of this grass were shaped like hearts. It radiated immense spirituality. "What's this thing for?" Chen Tian glanced at it. and couldn't help asking. Over the past half hour, he had searched all 4 pre-identified locations with Lin Yueshi. Finally, at the last location right here, they found the verdant heart. Secret. Lin Yueshi shook her head, refusing to tell Chen Tian. But I can tell you, with this verdant heart, my strength will increase by at least 100 times, maybe even more. In about 10 days, the National Newbie Lord Tournament begins. I'm confident I can at least make the top 10 and maybe even compete for first place. By the way, you the number 1 on the Global Newbie Lord Top 100. Are you going to participate? Lin Yueshi continued. Is the prize money substantial? Chen Tian's eyes lit up. He naturally knew about the National Newbie Lord Tournament. However, he hadn't heard any news about it before. Unexpectedly, it was starting in about 10 days. Quite sudden. After thinking for a moment, Chen Tian understood. It must be because his grade territory he had long been excluded. No one had bothered to inform him. Lin Yueshi confirmed he's a gold digger. She then said irritably, do you think it won't be? Then I'll participate. Chen Tian grinned. But how do I register? Chen Tian asked. Registration hasn't started yet. They'll notify you when it does. Let's add each other as Lord friends first. With that, Lin Yueshi sent Chen Tian a friend request. Sure. Chen Tian accepted immediately. Then let's head back. Saying this, Lin Yueshi prepared to use a return scroll. A return scroll allows a team of lords to simultaneously return to the unclaimed land's teleportation hall in the Lord Space Tower they came from. However, this item can only be used after being in the unclaimed land for half an hour. This was also why Lin Yueshi, when first entering this place, faced with the threats from Zhang Hong and the others, hadn't used it to return. The time hadn't been met. Now enough time had passed. They could go back directly. Wait. Chen Tian refused. You said earlier that this unclaimed land is squared, covering 15 square kilometers. With such a fat piece of meat, how could we not take it? Chen Tian smiled. You mean to occupy this unclaimed land? Lin Yueshi was startled. Of course. Occupying inscribed territory should yield quite a few territory source energy crystals. Chen Tian nodded. But to occupy an unclaimed land, we need to kill all the unclaimed troops. The troops here are first-tier mutant boars, at least 10,000 of them, including 3 first-tier mutant boar kings. We simply can't handle them. Not we can't handle them, but I can't handle them. Your zombie troops are absurdly strong, killing them should be no problem. Initially, Lin Yueshi wanted to persuade Chen Tian to give up. Suddenly recalling how Chen Tian had slaughtered Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men's troops like chickens and dogs not long ago, she immediately felt she had been rash. Then why don't you summon your troops and let my zombie troops lead them? The experience from killing 10,000 unclaimed troops is quite substantial. Chen Tian said with a slight smile. You really want my troops to gain experience? Lin Yueshi looked at Chen Tian in disbelief. She could hardly believe her ears. A lord's troops need a massive amount of experience to level up. This kind of upgrade experience couldn't be bought with money. It could only be obtained by killing troops in unclaimed lands or later by killing other lords' troops in war zones. It was extremely difficult and equally dangerous. But Chen Tian's zombie troops were so powerful. With them leading her troops, it would be absolutely safe and effortlessly reaping a large amount of upgrade experience. It was like manna from heaven. Usually no one would complain about their troops having too much upgrade experience and willingly sharing that upgrade experience with another person's troops. Yet Chen Tian now was actively offering to lead Lin Yuexi's troops. He was clearly handing over a huge amount of upgrade experience. Lin Yueshi felt an overwhelming sense of disbelief. Extremely touched. What a good man. Of course. Chen Tian confirmed with a nod. You truly deserve the title of the top super prodigy on the Global Newbie Lord Top 100 for 3 consecutive days. You're incredibly generous. Lin Yueshi suppressed the emotion in her heart, gave Chen Tian a thumbs up, and praised him effusively. Just as she finished speaking, Chen Tian grinned. Don't praise me yet. It's not free. Gotta pay up. Lin Yueshi. In the end, after Chen Tian's impassioned and spittle-flying bargaining, Lin Yuexi's commission, which had been raised from 50 million to 500 million Lord coin, became a full 1 billion. Chen Tian, with tears in his eyes, had earned an extra 500 million. How satisfying. Men. Lin Yuexi's cold, stunning face flickered with contempt for someone. Little did she expect that Chen Tian, the unparalleled prodigy, who had topped the global newbie lord rankings for 3 consecutive days, would be so greedy and money-grubbing. These days money is hard to earn, and SHD is hard to swallow. Since there's a chance to make money, you seize it. Nothing shameful. Chen Tian chuckled to himself, his face neither red nor heart racing. Then he said to Lin Yueshi, summon all your troops. I know, Lin Yueshi replied, coldly with displeasure. 1 billion lord coins. Though she was wealthy, she couldn't stand being fleeced like this by Chen Tian. So heartbreaking. Then she summoned her troops, a full 200 elven soldiers, all uniformly fair-skinned, beautiful, and long-legged young ladies. A bevy of beauties, a feast for the eyes. Chen Tian looked at his own ugly zombie troops and felt like crying. Suddenly they didn't seem so appealing anymore. Jealous. Lin Yueshi glanced at Chen Tian. How could I not be? Both are troops, but the gap in appearance is too wide. Chen Tian felt a pang of distress. If it weren't for those damned Li Gang and Long Renjie causing trouble, his troops would be immortal cultivation troops, definitely the cream of the crop in looks. Jealousy won't help. You'll never learn, Lin Yueshi said, striking at him, seizing the chance to avenge his price hikes. Chen Tian was speechless. This girl was showing off. He had no comeback. So he changed the subject to ease the awkwardness. He ordered his zombie troops take these angel troops and slaughter all the mutated boars in this territory. Roar. Oh. Huh. Huh. The 310 zombie troops immediately charged toward the tens of thousands of mutated boar troops a few kilometers away. A monstrous corpse aura darkened the sky and earth within the territory. Lin Yuexi's 200 angel troops followed closely behind. Chen Tian and Lin Yueshi also followed. Well, suddenly I feel that 500 million Lord coins were well spent. Your zombie troops are too strong, ridiculously strong. These mutated boar troops are indeed helpless and can only be slaughtered by them. My 200 angel troops didn't even need to lift a finger. Just following behind your zombie troops, they gain massive upgrade experience. It's so easy. I thought my angel troops would suffer some losses. Now it seems I was overthinking. I underestimated your zombie troops' strength. Lin Yuexi's cold face was filled with shock. She exclaimed repeatedly, her beautiful eyes brimming with envy. At that moment, since Chen Tian ordered his zombie troops to lead Lin Yuexi's angel troops in killing the mutated boars in this unclaimed territory, less than 10 minutes had passed. The battle was nearing its end. The vast majority of the tens of thousands of mutated boars had been slaughtered by Chen Tian's 310 zombie troops. Only a few hundred remained, soon to be wiped out. Throughout, Lin Yuexi's angel troops were freeloading without even a chance to act. Those mutated boar troops were obliterated by Chen Tian's zombies. Witnessing this, the shock in Lin Yuexi's heart surged like a breached dam. These mutated boar troops were the legacy of a prodigy from the green world. There were at least tens of thousands, including 3 first-order mutated boar kings. In the years since this unclaimed territory was reclaimed by the Lord Space, no fewer than 10 first-order lords from the Earth world had died here. This showed how dangerous these mutated boar troops were. In Lin Yuexi's plans, she had never even considered provoking them. Yet now in the hands of Chen Tian's zombie troops, all the mutated boars, including the boar kings, were no different from ants. Lin Yueshi felt as if her worldview was collapsing. Chen Tian, are you really a newbie lord? How can a newbie's troops be this terrifying? Even the top 10 supreme troops shouldn't be this freakish. Lin Yuexi's beautiful eyes were full of shock and confusion. She couldn't understand how Chen Tian's zombie troops could be so powerful. What jealous? Chen Tian's lips curled slightly. How could I not be? Both are troops, but the gap in strength is too huge. If my angel troops were even half as strong as your zombies, no, even a tenth as strong, I'd be satisfied. Lin Yueshi blurted out. Jealousy won't help, you'll never learn. Chen Tian grinned, copying her earlier words. Lin Yueshi was speechless. Damn it, he showed off. So infuriating. Soon the battle ended. All the mutated boar troops were dead. My angel troops' upgrade experience increased by over 50. This is incredible. Chen Tian, thank you for leveling up my troops. You're so kind. The 500 million Lord coins were totally worth it. After checking her angel troops' experience gains, Lin Yuexi's cold face couldn't help but break into a smile. Leveling up troops is hard because of the sheer numbers. For her 200 angel troops, the experience needed for all to level up was enormous. Now with just 500 million Lord coins, she had boosted all 200 troops' experience by 50. The experience needed for all to level up was enormous. Now with just 500 million Lord coins, she had boosted. In truth, his zombie troops were all third order. Killing those first-order mutated boars yielded no upgrade experience for them. That's why Chen Tian kindly offered to take Lin Yuexi's angel troops along. Otherwise, he wouldn't have shared the experience. He would have let his zombies hog it all. As a result, Chen Tian had tearfully earned 500 million Lord coins from her, and even became a good person in her eyes. He had inadvertently achieved both fame and fortune. Chen Tian felt a twinge of conscience unease. He wanted to tell Lin Yueshi, girl, I'm really not the person you think I am. Shaking his head, he pushed these thoughts aside. At that moment, a notification of Chen Tian's gains appeared before him. Congratulations. You have successfully occupied Insgrade territory. In 24 hours, the Lord Space will reclaim this territory. Ensrank territory should be incredibly lucrative. Chen Tian smirked, adding the Brank territory from killing Zhang Hong and the 3 kneeling men to his With 1 Brank and 3 Arank territories in hand, Chen Tian now possessed 5 territories awaiting his plunder. This haul is truly rewarding. Chen Tian felt a surge of satisfaction. 5 territories promised a wealth of treasures, not to mention Lin Yuexi's 1 billion Lord coin reward. Chen Tian had struck it rich. Now I no longer have to worry about being short on funds for tomorrow's newbie lord auction. He smiled confidently and said to Lin Yueshi, let's head back. Don't forget our agreement. Don't reveal that I'm the Chen Tian on the global newbie lord top 100. Rest assured, since I promised he'll keep it. Lin Yueshi nodded. This was their pact, and she had no intention of breaking it. But for keeping your secret, don't I deserve some reward? Lin Yueshi smiled faintly. Reward? Name your terms. Anything but money is negotiable. Chen Tian paused, then grew wary. Was she planning to deduct his pay? That was absolutely unacceptable. Money ruins friendships. She rolled her eyes at him. Is money your very life? I've never seen anyone so obsessed with wealth. Don't worry, I'm not that vulgar. I don't want your money. Just treat me to a meal. Is that too much? Lin Yueshi said, exasperated by his miserly antics. A meal? That I can do, but you're paying or I'm not going. Chen Tian grinned. Huh? Just kidding, of course he'll pay. Chen Tian laughed heartily at her flustered expression. You? Lin Yueshi clenched her fists, grinding her teeth. Damn it. He had outwitted her. So infuriating. 6 p.m. at Long Renjie restaurant. Inside the Lord Space Tower's no man's land teleport hall, Lin Yueshi spoke to Chen Tian. Then she left. They had returned from the no man's land. All right. Chen Tian agreed, pocketing his Lord Gold card. Lin Yueshi had transferred 1 billion Lord coins, bringing his balance to 286 billion. This girl is quite the heiress. Chen Tian couldn't help but remark. Lin Yuexi's generosity rivaled that of Mu Peiyao, whom he had met by chance 2 days ago. I hope tomorrow's newbie lord auction doesn't disappoint. With a fortune in hand, Chen Tian felt confident. He then headed to the trading hall. Finding a staff member, he said, I need 1 Brank territory plunder card, 3 rank cards, and 1 strength card. Plundering territories required special cards from the Lord Space Tower, each tier matching the territory's rank. The young female attendant gasped at his request. Territory plunder cards were consumables rarely bought without reason. No one bought them randomly. Our purchases indicated territories ready for plunder. His order signaled he possessed a Brank 3 a rank and in strength territory. Chen Tian directly requested 1 Brank plunder card, 3 a rank, and 1 strength. This implied he had the corresponding territories. She had noticed him arriving from the no man's land teleport hall. Then he bought so many cards, including in strength. Clearly these were his spoils from the no man's land. This was incredibly impressive. The stunned attendant was overwhelmed with awe. Is there a problem? Chen Tian asked, amused by her dazed look. No. No problem. The attendant snapped back. I'm sorry, sir. Please wait a moment. She bowed deeply and hurried to fetch the cards, returning quickly to hand them over. Sir. A Brank card costs 5 million Lord coins, a rank 10 million, and strength 100 million. Your total comes to 135 million Lord coins. She spoke respectfully. All right, charge it. Chen Tian nodded and handed over his gold card. The payment was processed and he left with the 5 cards. Such a wealthy and capable man. He's incredibly handsome. Too bad I'm not worthy of him. The attendant sighed wistfully as she watched him go. As a beauty scoring over 80, she had always been confident. Yet now faced with true excellence, she found herself lacking. She couldn't muster confidence, only inferiority. Unaware, Chen Tian had inadvertently shaken her self-esteem. Leaving the Lord Space Tower's trading hall, he returned home to find it empty. His younger sister Chen Miao was at school. His father Chen Yihai and mother Li Lan were both at work. Despite Chen Tian's pleas for them to quit and enjoy life, they refused. They insisted they were used to working and couldn't bear idleness. Staying home made them restless. So they preferred to work. You're not restless. You just want your colleagues to see the million-level ride I bought you. Chen Tian grumbled inwardly. He remembered how his parents used to loathe work, skipping it whenever possible. Now they left early and returned late, full of energy. The same went for Chen Miao. School used to be a chore for her, met with reluctance. Now she was incredibly enthusiastic. The million-level magic carpet had made her fall in love with learning. Sigh, I shouldn't have bought them such luxurious rides. Chen Tian's lips twitched. He knew the million-level rides were to blame. His family had gotten carried away. But creating conditions for them to feel proud is quite satisfying. Chen Tian smiled, savoring the sense of achievement. Time for business. Shaking off his thoughts, he took out the 5 plunder cards and the territory's 1 Brank 3 a rank and 1 strength. System, enhance these plunder cards for me. Then he asked eagerly, can you also enhance these territories?